guess I'm really bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I'm really bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I'm bimpson, yeah. Guess I'm oh yeah, I guess I'm freaking bimpson, yeah. I guess I'm oh yeah, I guess I'm really bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I guess I'm freaking bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm thinking person now. Oh yeah, I guess I'm person, yeah. Oh yeah.
The number you have dialed has been changed.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm bimpson, yeah. I guess I'm bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm freaking bimpson, yeah. I'm freaking bimpson, yeah.
Hey folks, how's it going? Did you enjoy the bimpson? I hope you did. Give me 1 second. I forgot to pop up the chat, so I can't really tell if you guys are enjoying the bimpson or not. So let me just pull that up real quick. Oh god, it's frozen on bimpson, guys. Oh no. Okay, I fixed it. Okay, let's pop up this chart right here. How's everyone's day going? What's everyone doing? We've had 24 people, only 7 concurrent viewers. I guess people really don't like Bimpson that much, if that's the case. Okay, I got that pulled up now. Don't worry, we're going right back to Bimpson. Let me just get a clear frame of him. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just lower it just slightly. Not too much so you guys can't hear him, but just enough. Yeah, there we go. That's good. We'll have some Bimpson in the background. That's too loud, Bimpson. Alright, you know I'm muted, actually. Alright, let me fix this. Hello folks, how's it going? Welcome back to the live stream. As always, we do a monthly live stream. And let me catch up on chat real quick. This is all just me yelling at people for leaving for Bimpson. Okay, here we go. Yo, I feel that. I have, okay, actually that brings me to a good point. Number one, this stream's actually not going to be as long as the usual streams. I have so much work to do. We're actually leaving. We're going out of town next week, so you guys won't get clickbaited by the video that's coming out on Sunday. So, I made a little clickbaity video saying I'm leaving, but we're heading out of town. We're going to North Carolina for the week. We're going to check up on Renee's family. I'm actually meeting Renee's family, like, 4 years? Yeah, jeez, it's been 4 years now. Yeah, after like 4 years, we're going to meet Renee's family. That'll be interesting. Never met him before. I don't think they know I'm as heavily tattooed as I am, and we're going to meet like her grandparents, and my grandparents already are like, you look fucking dumb. So I'm excited to hear what her family has to say about that. It ups the ante because one of her things, while we were packing, Renee was like, okay, so like, do you have anything that's like not jeans? I'm like, well, yeah, I have like some nice slacks and stuff. And they're like, okay, cool, because my grandma wants to take us to the country club. I'm like, bro, do I look like I'm country club material? So we'll see how that works. We're also going to be checking out some properties, some future properties. I think we're pretty set on North Carolina at this point in time, and that's going to be our moving location. As far as the timeline goes, I'm not 100% sure yet. What is Bimpson? I mean, take a look. This is Bimpson right here. Did you not enjoy it? Do we need to go back? Oh, what? Do we need to play back Bimpson? I'll play back Bimpson. Nice, I'm from NC. What part of NC? Hang on, let me Zillow it. I don't know the cities. Hang on. So this is going to be like a pretty casual live stream. I'll get into some other stuff. We'll talk about the channel and stuff like that. I don't know what my Zillow is, dude. Here we go. I could do this off the laptop, but I kind of like rush this and I don't know, you know, Google search history. But I'm just joking with you guys. Okay, this isn't where I was looking. You guys have really hard names. Okay, so I was thinking Robeson County, North Carolina, or Fayetteville, North Carolina. So North Carolina is tough because they are one of the 3 or 4 states that actually don't have any statewide reptile ban. It's all county-based. So there's a lot of counties with a lot of different rules. Those 2 counties, and I believe there's a couple more, actually have 0 regulation whatsoever on anything. So like I could go, like literally when I go to North Carolina, the 2 things I'm immediately purchasing is 1, a raccoon, and 2, an American alligator. Those are 2 things that are like my dream animals that I've wanted for so long. Of course, you guys are on like Patreon and anything like that, you'll know that I volunteer at a local wildlife animal rehabilitation thing. So I work with a lot of raccoons during my free time, during Renee's free time. We always head down. Usually like every Tuesday we'll go down there, which is usually why I don't have videos on Wednesday anymore. We also have a new schedule. I'll get into that. There's a lot to digest with a very short amount of time because I have a lot of work to do and I just put it off into the last minute. So Yeah, raccoons definitely something like I absolutely love raccoons, dude, and I don't know why raccoons aren't like more openly like a pet because they are like I don't know, man. They're like super affectionate. They can be tamed down super well, and like they're just like this cuddly thing. Like they make 10 times, 10 out of 10. Raccoons make a better pet than a cat. Yet we have cats in our house. We need to get more raccoons in the house. I'm gonna start the trend. I'm gonna get a raccoon. I don't care if people follow me. Yeah, he's gonna be our little sidekick for the channel. He'll probably be like a main part of it at that point. His name's gonna be Wilfred. We're naming the raccoon Wilfred, and I'm gonna build a dope ass outdoor enclosure for him. We'll have some indoor stuff. It'll be really exciting. And then of course the American alligator. I guess I should digress back to the house. We are looking at like a lot. So I'm looking for a ranch style house with at least 2 to 3 acres at the very least, that's away from civilization. So it'll make very good videos, but no one will know where I am and no one can find me, and that is the stuff that I like. So yeah, that about covers the North Carolina trip. We're gonna be checking out some stuff. As far as videos goes for next week, I think I have 2. I think one will be posted on Tuesday, one will be posted on Sunday, I believe. So only 2 videos are going to come out next week. I'm not going to... Here's the thing, it's like a vacation, man. I haven't taken a vacation since 2019 when I started DBCB Exotics. I'm not going to spend the week, because not only do I have to get everything clean, we have to put notes everywhere on every enclosure for the pet sitter, because it's like... She's not like wicked into reptiles, but it's someone I trust, and I 9 times out of 10 would rather have someone I trust versus someone that's good with reptiles. Especially in fact, someone that's good with reptiles knows the price of some of these items or some of these animals that I have in my collection, and that's when animals go missing. So I like having someone that is ignorant to that, but knows just the basics how to care. That's all you really need for the week, is just the basics on how to keep the animals alive, and then I'll come in and I'll do all the extra stuff that you usually have to do. So that's going to be happening, and I totally lost my train of thought. I have too much stuff that I want to talk about today. Let's go back to the chat. Oh, is it more city? I don't know. We have nothing. There's nothing in concrete on what area of North Carolina we're moving, but North Carolina is where we're gonna go. Definitely not Raleigh. I don't care if that passes or not. Just because like that, I don't know. I think we're also definitely gonna wait for the fact. Number one, the housing market is shit right now. I'm waiting for that bitch to crash before I buy a house. It's although if you own a house and you sell a house then buy a house, I think you're smart. If you're buying a house in this economy right now, that's weird, dude. I think that's not a big brain play. I think that is small brain play. So we're gonna wait. I give it like mid 2022, late 2022. The market's gonna crash and prices will be a lot better, and we can scoop up a house for a lot less than what they're offering right now. But yeah, we're gonna wait on that. And of course, the ban that's going on, there's a statewide North Carolina ban that is going to be happening. It's going to be introduced next session. So I'm going to hold off on that. If there is a statewide exotic ban in North Carolina, we are going to be looking somewhere else. So if you guys want Dakota to move to North Carolina, make sure that bill doesn't pass. Oh yeah, Wilfred the raccoon. Has anyone seen Wilfred with Frodo? I don't know his name. Or Elijah something. And the Australian dude. Shit. Yeah, Wilfred the dog, dude. I love Wilfred, and I think raccoons are mischievous enough to that Wilfred's a good name for him. Asheville, huh? Let me check out Asheville. I'm gonna write it down, or I'm gonna like put it in my Zillow search. What are the laws? I want somewhere that like has no that has no actual like reptile or exotic laws whatsoever. Yeah, skunks are really cool. I don't know. Renee either wants a skunk or a possum. I think she's undecided, but those are 2 things that she's been really interested in too. Hang on. Hello? Hey. Oh, okay. You're on stream right now, by the way. Hi. Who? Who's Melissa? Oh, yes, that's fine. That's cool. I hope she's, like, not looking to hang out, because... Oh, sorry guys. Hang on. I'll play some Bimpson while I'm on this phone call. That's my bad. That's my bad. Yeah, Renee's upping Bimpson. Here we go. There we go. You guys are good. Okay, yeah, I can talk now. Okay, I want to talk to you about that actually, but let's talk about that later. Yeah, I don't know if I'm 100% comfortable with that. Okay, but I'll talk to you about that later. Okay, bye, love you. Alright, sorry. Let's go back to what we were talking about. Hang on, let me catch up with chat. I cannot believe so many people have not heard of Bimpson, dude. That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, it shows my favorite city, my hometown, Asheville. Yeah, NC's pretty cool with reptiles, except there's like individual counties that aren't. Like Charlotte's pretty strict about reptiles. There's a couple of other. Looks like Kirby ate Peter Griffin. That's good shit. No, it's nothing super big. It's I don't want to talk about it, but it's not like a big thing. Anyway, so number one, as far as the channel goes, we are making some switches on the channel. Obviously, if you guys already seen, we're switching up the scheduling with it. So before I was doing Monday through Friday, and then Wednesday was sometimes a hit or miss because I spend time with Renee on Tuesdays, which means I don't have time to film a video on Tuesday, and Wednesday slots usually open. So this time, I think I'm going to switch it up to... we're going to go with everyday content instead. Wow, my mic is like really hitting the red. I didn't even notice that. That should be a little bit better. So I think we're going to do it with every other day. So it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and then Sunday and Monday can join, but who really cares about that? All those, there's 7 days in a week. I don't know what you guys want from me. So I think that's the schedule we're going to go with. It gives everyone 48 hours to watch the video instead of like, I feel like with a lot of people doing it one day after another congruently, some videos tend to get lost with it, whereas if it's every other day, there's at least that extra day slot for someone to click on the video and find the video. So I think doing everyday content's going to be a little bit better for the channel than the Monday through Friday that I've been doing for quite a long time now. But yeah, as far as the scheduling goes, that's pretty much what we're looking at. I can't believe people are bashing Bimpson, dude. Jesus Christ. Hear my birds laughing in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Anyway, let's like get off of Bimpson though. What time is it? All right, 12:10. So I do have to leave. I need to get off of here probably around 2 because I have other stuff that I want to do. I made a whole playlist for. Oh wait. Oh no, you guys can see. I made a whole playlist called Stream Intro. So that's. You guys, I did a lot of work to get this Bimpson thing off the ground. I'm a little bit upset that you guys aren't taking it as seriously as I did. This took me like 2 minutes, guys. I need you guys to know. Hey, how's it going, LYG Exotics? What is up? I should have brought like a water. Actually, you know what? All right, last Bimpson. I'm gonna go grab a water and we'll talk about other stuff. Bimpson is just too much. Maybe if I was in elementary school, but I'm more dark humor now. It's Peter Griffin and Kirby. Oh, look at his finger. You don't think this is dark? You think men can do this with their finger? Mortals? No, get the fuck out of here. Dark humor. It doesn't get any darker than Bimpson, guy. I also lied. It's a Coke, not a water. I'm a piece of shit. Jesus Christ. Okay, so as far as I wanted to talk about this in the beginning so people that didn't catch the stream could see this, but now I think we're like pretty far in. So number one, we are going to be making some changes to the channel, and it goes a lot directly to that little just talking to the camera video I did. I can't remember. I titled it's some clickbaity title, like it was like stuck in the middle, stuck, something like that. It was one of those things. So for a long time, especially with YouTube, as soon as I started gaining money off of YouTube, what happened was I had a very small breeding project at a time. Like I only had a few crested geckos. I think actually I only had a few crested geckos. Then we moved on and we did like some king snakes for a bit, but that didn't pan out. So then we moved on to like Tokay. So I had like 3 Tokays, 2 or 3 crested geckos that I was breeding. There wasn't a lot going on here at GBCB Exotics. So I really like went hard on YouTube and kind of like took over that, whatever you want to call it, PetTube, reptile YouTuber persona, and kind of like rolled with that to try to make up the money that I was missing out from my breeding business. And I did that for a couple of years while I was growing DBCB Exotics. Jesus Christ. When you put in that new pod and it fucking hits, guy. Fucking cringe. I guess number 2, also as far as the channel is concerned, I'm gonna like hold back on not swearing because it's really annoying when I'm like censoring myself. I don't like it, and it's a lot of stuff I'm skipping steps. What was I talking about? Hang on, let me reconnect. Okay, yeah, so DBCB Exotics was growing. And at this point, we're at a pretty good place. I think we're going to start being really good in 2024. I think 2024 is going to be our big mark where we're really into DBCB Exotics and I can actually make a full-time living simply by breeding instead of using... I lean on YouTube a lot for supplemental income because right now I don't produce enough animals. Right now, I believe we're producing like... We kind of had a bum season with Tokays, but in 2023, I'm predicting that we're going to produce close to 100 eggs. And then in 2024, I believe we're going to produce probably around 150 to 160 eggs going on, which should be enough money if we can just pan everything out and really tighten up all the projects, making sure everyone's getting 100% success, things like that. If we can do that, then we're on a good track to be actually having steady income, which would be awesome because for the past, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 months, I've been really struggling with my income stream, and it's a lot due to reptiles growing out. There's probably like a 4 months thing where I didn't have anything to sell because everything was growing up. It was too small to sell. But now we're getting to the point where we have everything revolving around DBCB Exotics, and I think it stems a lot from my YouTube channel, is I have a supply issue, majorly, not a demand issue. I can sell anything I put online for, like, I put all of that cool stuff online, the croc skink, the cave gecko, Tokay. I think the guards are the only thing we didn't sell, but we sold everything else like within 6 or 7 hours of actually posting that Facebook post. So definitely, the demand is there, it's just I can't produce enough animals, and with producing animals, you need a large sum of income to just get ready to breed adults. It's not the route I really like going. I'll do it. I do it to get started with stuff, but once I have a solid group, I don't like buying adults anymore. I like growing out nicer babies for a lesser price. So instead of buying a $2,000, I don't know, lily white, I'm not going to buy a lily white crested gecko, but a ready to breed like 2,000 to 3,000 lily white crested gecko, you buy a baby and you grow it out for like half the price. So you buy 3 of them for the same price that you buy as an adult, grow them out, and then boom, now you got 3 ready to breed geckos in 2 to 3 years. Ooh, I don't know about that, my guy. Possums are cool. I like possums. However, Yeah, raccoons are definitely cuter. No, I gotta go with raccoons, dude. Have you ever seen a raccoon like? Oh shit! It seemed like a raccoon like try to grab out at you. Possums don't do that. What are we? Sorry, I'm like reading chat now. My ADHD's through the roof. All my shit's through the roof right now. Best reptiles that don't need heat: crested geckos. Raccoons attack rabbits, don't they? Yeah, they are somewhat of predators. So anything like small. You're going 100%. It's really cool to see, brother. Really stoked for you. Thanks, Brad. Possums, cute small mammals. Haha. Cash matters, man. I'm in the grow out phase. I just look at it as a long-term investment, but payoff, see a return. I start producing world's first ball pythons. Yeah, that's what I'm going, man. Listen, Brad, I got the top 5 personal reptiles. I'm holding off on stuff that isn't breeding related until after breeding season, because in the months of around, well, pretty much like October, like late October to like February, I have nothing to talk about. Most, like, my big stuff usually goes to sleep, except for my Arguses, but my Tegus go down. Nothing is breeding. We're not getting any more babies. We're not getting any more eggs, things like that. So it's hard to come up with content 4 times a week, which was originally 5 times a week, when you're out of breeding stuff. So we're saving all the top 5s and everything else for those months. Of course, also with December, there's Vlogmas, so I gotta go daily on December to try to cash up all that ad revenue that people love to put during the months of December. Hedgehogs are better. That is weak. Hedgehogs better than raccoons, dude? What? No. I'm really so this is just like my personal philosophy and how I want to run things. I don't like doing deposits, and I'll do deposits for if it's like a couple of weeks. I don't like deposits because, number one, PayPal absolutely sucks. PayPal sucks so much, and I wish out of everything that PayPal was not the reptile standard, because it fucks me as a breeder and as a seller 10 times fold. I won't see the money of animals I've shipped out until like a week to 2 weeks later. It sucks, especially when you're this is just a startup. I'm on year 2, year 3, something like that. My income is very limited. So if I have 3 things shipping out at once, that's $100 to $160 in shipping costs that I pay out of pocket that I don't get to see again until a week or 2 later, which puts a huge strain on me. And because YouTube loves to withhold funds, it just puts me in a bad situation. So, and again, and talking more about that is when people put deposits, that's a separate thing on top of their actual total animal. So now I have a split income stream that takes different times of day to go through. If it wasn't for PayPal, I would definitely do deposits more often, but it's PayPal, so I don't. I don't do holds very often because I don't like long-term holds, because stuff can go wrong. Stuff can always go wrong. We could have a power outage in the middle of winter, and then some animals die because it got too cold and there wasn't anything I could do. Stuff like that. Not saying that stuff happens, but I'm saying that stuff can happen, and I don't want to make that call to that person that's been waiting 5-6 weeks for their animal, and then all of a sudden it passes. It's not something I personally want to do, because stuff does go wrong. There are freak accidents. The place could catch on fire. I think I have bigger problems than telling people about their deposits than my facility catching on fire, but I digress. That's really, it's just not for me. I'll probably do it more often as I grow bigger, because I'll have too many animals to post at once, but that's my take on deposits and holds. Not harshing anyone that does it, but it personally for me, it seems more of like a headache than a pro, in my opinion. MAM Exotics. No to the Chinese water dragon. Maybe for frilled? Like, probably not, though. I really don't want to do more projects. That's my thing. I have way too many projects, or I'm actually thinking of subsidizing some and liquidating them and putting the profits into beefing up. I think that was a big issue of mine, was I spread myself way too thin, and now, like, I have to It's a hell of a lot easier to focus on 50 crested geckos than it is focusing on 20 crested geckos, 10 ball pythons, a pair of Chinese cave geckos, 20 tokays. There's a lot of like revolving stuff. There's a lot of tweaking that needs to be done, and it's hard to do that when you have to do it with each individual animal at different times of the year at different points. it's hard, it's a little frustrating, and I really don't want to go too much further. I think I've spread myself too thin already. But with that being said, I probably will get a carpet python. Just because I bought that jungle to breed. She was a grow out. I was gonna grow her out and breed her. I don't know what, or maybe I'll do like with Joe Casterlin. Of course, Reptidons, the Argus man. He has a lot of carpet stuff. Next year, I think she'll be ready to breed next year, and I might have him. We might do a little breeding loan project going on with that. But I don't know about actually buying another carpet. Something I really want to get into, and this is not going to be until we move, is Burmese pythons. I really like Burms. We actually just took a trip over to CV Exotics. I needed some fuzzies for the new babies, which they all ate except for. We're now up to number 1 has had 3 meals and is now ready to be sold as soon as I can get a frozen thawed in him. Number 2 and number 3 ate their first meal. Number 4 ate their first meal. Number 5, so 5 and 7 are the only ones that have yet to take a meal from me. 6, 3, 2, 1, and 4 all have eaten at least once, which is good to see. We're going to try again next week. The only problem, I think the big problem was CV Exotics didn't have enough mouse fuzzies, so there were a lot of like pinkies and like really small, like I'm talking like these are the smallest things I've ever seen, and I don't think they were very interested in them. Anything that got like a fuzzy to hopper immediately took it, but the other stuff, it was kind of a hit or a miss. So I think next time when I come back from my trip from being out of town, I think we're going to go ahead, try to get some more fuzzies, and then we'll actually start breeding mice too, just so I don't have to run into this problem, because CV Exotics is kind of far. But anyway, I digress. ADHD is running high today. They had a lot of Burms there, and honestly, I really enjoy Burms a lot more than retics. I really like the genetic factor of retics, and that was the only thing that kind of put me on the fence. Is being a breeder, I love working with. If there's a larger genetic pool in an animal, it's more fun for me because I have basically, as a chef, weird analogy. There's a lot more ingredients to work with, mix up, just to create really cool stuff. There's not that much going on with Burms. I think that has a lot to do with the early bans that was going on with them. We had federal bans. Nidovirus wiped out a lot of Burmese pythons back in the day. I'm pretty sure. I think Nido is like actually concealed, or I think it's done with Burms at this point. I think it's a lot more common to find Nido in a ball python these days than an actual Burmese python. But I like the Burm personality better. Retics are a little much for me. And that's not a point like, that's too much snake for me, man. Like, I'll totally handle a Burm, but they seem like more of a headache. Like, I have a lot of animals here. I don't want to try to be wrangling this retic if I'm doing retics and breeding them. It just seems a lot easier to work with Burmese pythons than retics. Plus, I think Burms have a cuter face. That's a big trick. That's a big thing. Point going to Burms. They have a cuter face. Morally, and again, I'm not harping on anyone that breeds retics whatsoever. This is just my personal belief on the matter, and you do what you'd personally do, but I'm not here to judge anyone else that however they want to do their breeding project and anything like that. I'm not a huge fan of the retic. One, I don't think retics are a big snake and they are a cantankerous snake. I don't think everyone can do that, so there are like a lot of retics going for sale right now, and it's a little odd to see. When, like, where are all... Because retics lay a large clutch of eggs, and, like, where are all those babies going to? Is literally everyone going to have a large enough enclosure for a big 15, 16, 70-foot mainland female? Anything like that? Those are kind of something that goes through my head. Also, the arborealness of retics make me feel like I just really couldn't do right by them with the amount of space that I would have at my disposal. I think retics should have a really large cage, and I don't think we're doing all that right by them, but I think we're going in the right direction. Of course, Garrett Hartle over at Reach Out Reptiles, he's been talking about making like arboreal type rack systems for his super dwarfs, and I think we're going to see more of that within the retic community as we go forward, but it's just not for me. I feel like retics, just personally, I don't want to do it. It's not really for me. I think Burms are a lot easier to handle. I think they make a lot better of a pet than retics. I could be wrong. I don't have much experience with these things. Maybe someone that does do retics and Burms both, they have way better insight than me. I'm just a guy that's had a little bit, just a tiny bit experience with both of these snakes, and I've really enjoyed the Burms a lot better than that. All right, let's go watch go to chat. If PayPal, yeah. By the way, PayPal is now. So I don't mention if you guys buy reptiles from me. Don't mention the reptile in the sale because PayPal is now terminating professional contracts or professional accounts with people that are reptile breeders because they don't like the live animal sale thing. So your PayPal will actually be deleted if they catch wind that you're selling live reptiles on it. Oh, you missed a hell of a lot of bimpson, Tavian. God damn it. Do one thing the best you can do. That was my issue. Way too many species. The real problem is I love so many different things. So I don't think I could ever narrow it down to one thing, but I'm going to try to do five. Five things is that's where I want to be. I don't want to do any more than 5 species at a time. Hell yeah, man. Live hoppers or frozen thawed rat pups are the best. None of mine have touched frozen thawed, and okay, we have way too many rats right now. It is absolutely insane how many rat pups we have going on. I think we're up to like 50 rats for now, which is really funny because before I was like, dude, where are all my pups? I'm getting no babies. What's going on? And now I'm like, dude, holy shit, we have like 50 rat pups right now. I don't know what to do with them. They're all good. They're all well taken care of. I'm just like, it's wicked. It's literally crazy how last month we had like 1 litter and now we have like 6 or 7 litters with like 5 more litters ready to pop. Hopefully, I believe at the end of September, my local pet store is going to take a big chunk of that like once a week or once a month, and we'll be able to, I hope we can continue doing stuff. I think I need a little bit more rats to do it. I think they're going to want like 12 a week, which I don't think I'm producing enough for 12 a week at a consistent rate. So we'll still need to get more girls, more boys, things like that and get it going. But, yeah, I have a lot of rats. So every time I I always feel bad for the mom because as soon as I drop the litter, I immediately take that 7 of them and I drop them in the baby snakes. And they never eat them. And then I'm like, okay, mom, sorry, here are all your babies back, except for like 1 or 2 that happen to feed. But as far as what I'm seeing, and this is all anecdotal, very minimal evidence, so take it with a grain of salt. I find with ball pythons that mouse fuzzies or mouse hoppers are the best route instead of rat pups at this point in time. I think once you get a couple meals of them, or maybe even if you get like 1 or 2 meals of them, they'll transition to rats a little bit easier. But as far as that first meal goes, literally, I've been putting pups in 2 and 3 for like weeks. Like once every couple of days I get a new litter and I drop them in. Nothing. I put that hopper in there. It was either fuzzy or a hopper. I can't remember. I think it was a hopper. It had a good amount of fur on it. It wasn't just a fuzzy. I put that hopper in there. Boom. Like literally I closed the lid. Boom. So I think hoppers are definitely the way to go for first time snakes. And this is just a guy that literally just started breeding ball pythons that has really no experience that I'm telling you this. And again, I'm not paying any disrespects to retic breeders. I'm not doing anything of that sort. It's just like a personal opinion on my end. I would love to actually just own a retic. Just like a big mainland would be cool. But as far as breeding goes, I just don't think there's enough people to supply that can like properly take care of a full mainland retic. Super dwarfs, totally different story. But a 17-foot retic is not a it's not like an easy task. It's not, I don't think it's something to take lightly, and it's just something personally I don't want to go with. I want to make a labyrinth green albino pied Burmese. The pieds are fucking awesome. I definitely want a pied Burmese. I think my Burmese project, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy all the morphs at once as babies, and it'll be like we said, like we were talking about the grow. It'd be a long-term investment that I just grow all these berms out, and then all of a sudden I have like hella morphs to play with, and it's going to be really awesome. I don't know when that'll happen. It'll be a year or 2 from now at the very least. I'm probably not going to Tinley. I just don't think this year's the year, man. Like we're going to North Carolina right now, and it costs a lot of money to have someone look after the collection, get the plane tickets, fly down there. I just don't think it's in the card. Next year, I'm going to be in a way better place financially, and I think I can afford to have someone watch the collection, buy a plane ticket, get a hotel. I think I had it in the back of my head that going to Tinley was just too late. I don't even know where I would book a hotel, and honestly, I just don't have the funds. Tinley is like a cool bonus trip, and it's just not in the cards for me. But next year, definitely, even maybe in March I'll go, but definitely on the October show I'll be there. Yeah, like immediately, dude. Like I was like, dude, these rats have, or these these snakes have avoided the pups. Like, I'll come back and the snake will be like on this side of the tub and the pups over here. Like, they avoid them like the plague. But literally, it's like, slide, close, bam, took it. It was nuts. I was like, are you serious? So, I'll have to do mice. I love rats. I absolutely love rats. This is actually my love for rats and the fact that you have to feed live in some cases with ball pythons. I struggle a lot. Oh, Matt, Chris, my dude. I'm just going to stop mid-sentence because you are a cool dude because Bimpson is live. Mad Chris, thank you so much, my guy. Which, by the way, folks, thank you so much, Mad Chris. If you guys would be able to donate, we are going to take a huge, huge hit by not making videos next week. We're only going to have 2. Obviously, with these live streams, I don't make any money. Bimpson actually takes most of my money, copyright stuff, so he claims royalties on this stuff. So you have to have Bimpson in the intro, but I don't make any money is sitting here for a couple of hours on these live streams. So these super chats really help out, and I always am very appreciative when you guys do. Yo, let me come take care of your collection while you are gone. I'm a caretaker for over 300 ball pythons, not including my own. Okay, well, are you around me? Are you in the... Jesus Christ. Are you in the New Hampshire, Dover area? William McCain? Hey, Brad, thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate it. We don't have anything going on. Usually I have, like, a big thing. We're like, we're going to get this, but I don't have anything. This fund is going to keeping Dakota afloat so he can take a vacation for the first time in 2.5 years. No new ball pythons. Actually, that's something I'm wicked concerned about right now. So obviously that Bumblebelly later clutch, it was only 4 eggs. 2 of them unfortunately perished. I think, well, 1 I definitely threw away. I learned this from Kevin McCurley. If you smell the egg, it's a good indicator if it's good or if it's bad. If it smells like a sweet kind of smell, then it's not good. But if it smells like earthy, it's a good egg. So one of them smelled like wicked sweet and it looked awful, so I tossed it. Another one looks bad, but I still get that earthy smell, so it's not out of the woods yet. However, it's not looking good. I don't think it's going to make it full term. So unfortunately, with this Bumblebelly clutch, the most exciting clutch I had this year, we have 2 eggs, and... Jesus Christ. And that really sucks, man. I'm a little disappointed about that, but whatever. It is what it is. Next year will be a better year, so that's just what you got to keep telling yourself. My Caramel Albino has not laid her clutch yet, and if she doesn't lay her clutch, that means I'm going to be gone for a week, and she's probably going to lay her clutch during that week, so I'm going to have my pet sitter, like, put eggs in a box for me. It's either that, or I can have the snake paternally incubate, but... I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about that, and I'm wicked nervous. We still have an incubator full of, like, 16 gecko eggs from cave geckos, crested geckos, gargoyles, anything like that. We have, like, 16 eggs still. Some of them are about to hatch. I'm always afraid that babies are going to hatch out while I'm gone. And then, like, I'm going to have this girl that really doesn't know I mean, she knows, like, she's cared for reptiles before, but now I'm like, you have to scoop the baby, make sure to put the eggs on the right side of the roll. It's just stuff like that that's, like, giving me wicked bad anxiety. But yeah, no new ball pythons. I don't think we're, I don't know what's going on with the ball pythons. I think I'm going to get ball pythons another year, and then I'm going to, I'm going to get ball pythons another year, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to invest a little heavier on them, like start getting some really cool stuff, like probably dropping $5-6 grand on some good ball pythons. But until then, I want to make sure I have everything nice and done and tightly good to go. So I want to sell these ball pythons. I want to get a few more clutches, sell those, and I'll probably use that money plus some extra money from other projects to really get heavily into the ball python thing. Do you try to socialize your Tokays, Dakota, or mostly breed and just let them do their own thing? Personally for me, I usually just let them do their own thing. I'm not too crazy about socializing anything. I think most things are reptiles, and they're still, like, pretty, you know, wild in that nature. Oh, Brad, thank you so much for the $4.99 once again, dude. I really do appreciate it. Obviously, I appreciate it so much. I just cut my sentence because I see a big green banner, and I'm like, ooh, super chat. Anyway, again, though, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm a lot more into the breeding side of it. I have a couple of Tokays that are pretty good and pretty tame. They don't bite me too often, anything like that. But for the most of my collection, I'm pretty straightforward on just having them do their own thing versus just stressing. If something's breeding and you don't want to stress it out too much, and trying to habitualize and socialize an animal is a stressor in of itself, so I don't really go too much into socializing as far as the Tokays go. I have no idea where I'm going to be in North Carolina. Renee knows all these details. I'm just kind of like along for the ride. We're going to check out some zoos. If you guys are on Patreon, I'll probably make some like quick videos off my phone. I'm not bringing all my gear, but I'll do some like quick phone videos of like the cool private zoos there are in North Carolina, things like that. You guys will check that out. Ooh, emerald trace skinks, dude. Nice, nice. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't like maternal incubation for ball pythons, and another thing, if there's like one infertile egg in there, it's gonna rot, because I'm gone for like, I think 6-7 days. It's gonna rot my entire reptile room, and it's gonna smell like ass, and I don't want that. So, I don't know. I think my plan is to just Skype her and be like, okay, this is exactly what you do, and that's just gonna be like so much of a headache. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm really not. Thanks for currently building a 4x2 custom cage with 3 to 5 tree stings. Nice, nice. What time is it? Okay, it's 12:37. Wow, this is... Usually my live streams go a lot faster. Maybe that's because we're not watching videos. Anyway, let me switch over to the YouTube side of things and head back to my conversation that I was actually talking about. So, hang on, let me hit my vape. Play some bimpson. Play some bimpson. Okay, so as far as the channel's concerned, I want to really go into stuff like this. Oh my god, no. Stop. Bimpson, get out of here. Bimpson! They have Windows screens on computers now? That's like only a mobile thing. That's fucking wild. Anyway, okay, so... As far as like where the channel's gonna head, I think I want it to be a lot more breeding oriented. So the problem with YouTube, that I have been making money off of YouTube, and it's been very nice, very good. Do I have enough wire to turn this fan off? It's been very good and stuff like that. However, I've taken, if you guys watch that video, you'll understand more. I'll just like reiterate a quick summary of it. What has happened is, I feel like I've lost a lot of respect within the breeding community, which is my main focus what's at this entire time, was to make YouTube, to have a platform. It's just another platform to sell my animals. And I feel like I went a little bit too overboard with the whole like pet tubing, reptile YouTubing thing versus the breeder side of things. And the goods, the rewards did not outweigh the cons, and like the pride hit, or not the ego hit, like the reputation hit that I took doing these types of videos. I didn't get very far, and a lot of people don't take me very seriously because of it. So I want to start making YouTube videos that still require and have somewhat of a professional manner, and they might not get the big views, but at the end of the day, I didn't start DBCB Exotics to become a big reptile YouTuber. I started DBCB Exotics to become a big reptile breeder, so I don't care too much about getting that. I mean, the silver play button would be cool, but I'm not here for the million subscriber stuff. It's just not my thing. It's not why I started YouTube, and it's not how I'm going to continue doing YouTube. Let's check the chat real quick. We'll move this thing. Worse than old Easter eggs, for sure, for sure. Yo, did you really make me a subreddit? That's incredible. I actually have never used Reddit other than like random questions and a Reddit post comes up, but I actually never go on Reddit. Reddit and Discord are things like I need to learn, because apparently it's like a huge thing within like the YouTube community. People have like Reddits and Discords, and I don't know how to do any of that kind of stuff. What does that mean, cruising hard? Elaborate, please. Elaborate. Yeah, I don't make nearly enough money that I thought I was going to make. When I hit 10,000 subs, I thought I was going to make somewhat of a livable income, but I really don't make that much money, especially enough to where, like, that I feel like it should keep going. Has anyone used the Morph Market community? I had no idea that Morph Market even had a community tab or whatever, but it has so many smooth brains on it. Maybe I shouldn't get into Reddit. So anyway, coming over here. So stuff like Olympus Reptiles, dude. So this guy, I mean, 56.1 subs. It's not the best. It's not the biggest. But what this guy does is he makes stuff for the breeders, and it's for people that are within the community, not so much like the pet aspect of it. And that's something that I really want to hit more of, is like this free. I mean, obviously this is a ball python channel. A lot of ball python channels do stuff like this. There's Justin Cabelica, Morph Mixology Canada, R&B Reptiles, things like that do, and again, those are all ball pythons. There's not many people that do straight breeding stuff that's not ball pythons on YouTube. I think because ball python is such a huge thing in the reptile community, is that you can actually make somewhat of a living off of on YouTube. So, like I said, this guy obviously not an all-star. He's not the biggest YouTuber, but that doesn't matter because judging by his view rate, he's able to make somewhat of a good income off of this. I'm guessing with getting at least 1,000 views every video, it looks like, he's in the 4 digits when it comes to YouTube. And honestly, that's enough for me. Ooh, banana ball pythons. How many dislikes does this video have? I'm just curious. Oh, only 6. That's not bad. It's not bad. See, this is the type of community I want to hit into. People that look at spider stuff and they're not like barraging it.
Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite.
Bro, that lag is horrible. What is that?
Favorite subjects in ball pythons.
Oh,
that is a spider ball python. So let's just jump right into it and let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Let's deal with that first and foremost. And I know some people are going to disagree with me, and some people are going to complain. Some people are going to say I'm a terrible human being for breeding spider, and that we shouldn't do it, and all this. And I'm going to tell you straight up, to those people, you can kiss my rosy red ass right in the middle, please. Look for the target. Here is the thing
That's
about it.
Hilarious.
So when it comes to spider, there is definitely a wobble. It's a real thing. It exists. It happens. It's there. It's genetic.
Oh, hey, Tavian, you're right here. Are you still here? There you are.
Video, and they were going off because they're like a 3-year-old talking about how we talked with spider being linked to husbandry. So the wobble is genetic. However, your husbandry will affect the wobble.
You can play husbandry plays a huge part. If you're overheating an animal,
babies, which will show
literally, if you have a perfectly normal animal, if you're constantly overheating that animal, that is going to cause neurological issues. If you already have something with a neurological displacement such as wobble, it's only going to be like it's going to be apparent 10 times fold when you do stuff like put it in a 10-gallon bare minimum tank with like nothing in it, just like some paper towels in a water bowl. That is stress, overheating, not enough humidity. Though, well, stress and overheating are two of the biggest things that will inhibit a spider ball python to go like crazy, which is why it pisses me so much that fucking Go Herping made a whole video about this with one spider ball python that was a rescue, so we had literally no idea, and most likely it was totally misplaced, miscared for, and then that, of course, is going to activate, or not activate, it's going to raise that displacement and make it's going to turn it tenfold. You're going to get I have seen a lot of spider ball pythons in my day. I own a couple spider ball pythons. We are going to be breeding spider ball pythons next season. We're going to be breeding a few spiders, actually. Oh, no, we have clutches. Bumblebelly, duh. Bumblebelly has spider in it. So we have a clutch of spider ball pythons on the ground. I've never seen a spider ball python do the whole, like, I've never seen it. My spiders are amazing feeders. Literally, so we'll take the Bumblebelly, for instance. It's like this. Like, if I didn't tell you it was a spider ball python, you would not be looking for that, and you would not notice that. It's nothing that is like... These pet tubers, like, anyone that talked, like, on the pro site, and I understand it looks good for the image. Anything with a deficit is bad. We need to make sure... Blah, blah, blah. They totally spun it way, way out of proportion with their fucking rescues that are like Like, that's not what happens with spider. Literally 95% of spider ball pythons don't do that. Not even to mention the fact there are literally 7 other genetic markers throughout ball pythons and carpet pythons that do a similar thing of that tick. Yet nobody talked about it. It was literally only the spider ball python that everyone attacked for some reason, which really just leads me to believe that anyone who made a video dissing and hurting spider ball pythons were only in it for the views and for the clout and riding the bus. They did not give a shit for the actual genetic marker, or they would have done proper research and found out that there is more than just the spider ball python that does this little thing. My rant is over about spider ball pythons now. The earth is flat. Yeah, I think Ultramel's a little bit underrated. There's a lot of stuff. I think bamboo is also an underrated thing. I think bamboo's a little bit difficult because it's hard to... You can't just mix bamboo with anything because it just makes it look like a worse bamboo. You got to get specific things. So personally for me, like I have a female bamboo. Next season I'm raising up a male. This female's finally ready to breed in actually November. I'm very excited for it. We got bamboo to bamboo spider yellow, bamboo past... No yellow bug, no yellow, my bad. Okay, so it's bamboo to bamboo pastel spider. So with that it happens, we can get super bamboos, which is an awesome silver snake. Love it. If you guys don't know what super bamboo, we'll look up super bamboos real quick. Make sure that the bad stuff doesn't come on. Super bamboo. Oh fuck. So we're going to be producing some of these. These are going to be for sale because at the end of the day, it's just 2-gene bamboo, but look at that, dude. That's not a super bamboo. What the fuck, man? Here we go. Look at that. The silver, dude. It's awesome. I love it. Bamboo cinnamon super pastel, huh? It kind of just looks the same as a super bamboo, though. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Black pastel, freeway, anything like that will help. But there's a lot of stuff you can't put into bamboo, which doesn't... I feel like darker stuff's the way to go, so the black pastel is a really good trait for that. Bamboo Ultramel Pied? Who made this? I don't have a Twitter. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, but who made it? Was already sold. I don't know. That's a cool thing. I wonder who did it. That's a nice snake right there. That's good. Anyway, yeah, super bamboo. So pastel bamboo. Bamboos look rad. We'll check that out real quick. Pastel bamboo. It just gives them like lighter. They're like a little bit more yellow. So you get kind of that. It's almost like a glowing bamboo. So this is like a regular one. It's a little bit more brown, and then you add pastel in it, and you get that cool stuff going on. And then you add spider like my male, and the pattern gets all messed up. Oh, come on. Here's a good one. No, that's black pastel. My bad. Okay, I literally can't find like half the stuff. This is just what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that a lot of people working with bamboo, but bamboo does have its limits. It's kind of like with Burmese. You can only do so much with Burms. You can only do so much with bamboos. Ah, I fucking love bees. Bees are absolutely my favorite. We still have a chance to hit Cali bees, although we only have 2 chances. Black pewter is another great thing to add with bamboo. Look at that. That's nice. That's nice. Anyway. Yeah, so I think bamboo is also a super underrated thing. It's something we want to expand on a little bit over here at DBCB Exotics. Oh, Bob Clark made it? I assumed it was one of the big guys that made it. I was either thinking that or maybe even Justin Gabellica, but I didn't see the watermark, so I didn't say it was Justin. Yeah, I can definitely see Bob Clark making that. And I'm definitely going to work. I'm not quitting YouTube in any way, any means. I'm still going to be making money. I still like rely on YouTube for some of my income. So YouTube's not going anywhere. We're just going to be doing different stuff. We're going to go a lot more into the breeding side of stuff. I also want to go into the business side of things too. It's something that's still controversial, but obviously your boy is not afraid of controversial topics. So, and I don't think there's really. I've seen Olympus talk a little bit about the business stuff, but not too much. I think a lot of people, what they do is they talk about their business stuff on Patreon. I'll take some of it to YouTube, and maybe I'll do some of it on Patreon as well. I don't know yet, but Patreon's another thing I really need to reinvent. I'm not getting nearly enough people that want to come over to Patreon, and it's understandable because I feel like I need to make it more enjoyable, and I'm just having a hard time trying to figure that part out. But yeah, we're going to go a lot more into the business side of things. I'm only going to be talking about reptiles that I breed for my customer's sake. So I want the customer that wants to buy a reptile from me to be as informed as possible about that species. So we're going to go a lot more in depth to crested geckos, really all the New Caledonian stuff. Tokays, a lot more Tokay videos, ball pythons. Maybe not so much ball python videos because no one watches my ball python stuff. And things of that nature, things like that. Yeah, we'll do the business stuff, a lot more breeding side of things and how I do stuff, and a lot more about my projects. We're not going to be doing the stupid reaction videos anymore. I know they get views, but I always feel weird. I always feel weird making them. Like, I know, Jesus Christ, look at that. That thing focused for like 5 seconds. Especially that last one. I don't know. It's not like... I wasn't in the wrong for making that video, but still, I always feel weird making bashing videos. I don't know why. It's just not my cup of tea. If anyone wants to start a YouTube channel, start a fucking reaction channel. It's something that is severely lacking on YouTube right now. We have reaction commentary channels on literally every other genre but the reptile niche. So you can make a lot of views doing that if you have the right setup, OBS, a nice camera. This is literally just a webcam. It doesn't look that nice, but if you only have the square right here, doesn't look too bad. Nice lighting, a nice mic. So probably if you invest $1,500 and make purely commentary videos, you'll probably do very well on YouTube as a reptile channel. It's just not my cup of tea being a business. If I was literally just Dakota and I never started DBCB Exotics, I'd probably go that route. But yeah, I'm just not going to do it anymore. It's just not my thing. It's not the thing I want to represent for DBCB Exotics. We're going to be a lot more into DBCB Exotics versus just me as a person making YouTube videos, if that makes any sense. What would you do if you could invest $500 in ball pythons? Well, shit, man. 500? I mean... I mean, that's tough. There's really not much you can do with 500. Shit. So, okay, if I were to invest $500, if I was literally starting, so if you're talking about if you want to start a ball python breeding business with because you can do it. I started DBCB Exotics with, I was probably, when I first started, I was about $3,000 deep. So with $3,000, I've created what I've made now, which isn't as impressive, but I've also spent a lot of money on stupid stuff like Argus monitors. Not saying the animal's stupid, but the business choice to make that was a little bit silly on my end. Okay, so $500 for ball pythons. Here's what I would do. It's going to take a lot longer of a time, and you're going to have a harder time doing it, but this is a way to go. Normal female ball python usually ranges around $80 to $100. A nice multi-gene male. Simple genes, because you're not gonna. Only got $400 left to spend. So probably something that looks nice, something that complements each other. So pastel enchi, if you can get a third gene in there, that'd be cool. But something like that, multi-gene male, normal female. That'll create a couple of different stuff. You'll get some pastels, some enchies. If you got something else add yellow belly in there, you get some yellow bellies. So you just got a couple little stuff. That's just simple stuff to go to, and you'll be looking at hitting the pet market, not really the ball python. The ball python community doesn't really want more pastels, but there's always someone looking for their first snake that doesn't want to spend $300, $400, $500, $600 on one animal. And that they'll be totally fine buying a pastel ball python for $100. I've actually heard a lot, and again, I'm just getting into ball pythons, so I might not be the best guy to talk about this stuff with. I'm not as experienced as I am with my other projects. But as far as I've watched a lot of Olympus. I absolutely love Olympus's videos. He does a really good job of it, of talking about stuff, really, again, like the ball python genetics, things like that. Olympus Reptiles is the channel to watch. But I find that, and what I've seen personally, it's a lot easier to sell these pet quality animals. Pet quality, they're not multi-gene, whatever you want to call it, than it is trying to sell that. As soon as you get over the $600 to $800 market, stuff becomes a lot harder to sell unless you have some sort of reputation within the hobby. Nobody wants to buy a... let's just say a albino clown pied, a 3 recessive gene animal going for like $2,000, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, and no one wants to buy a $2,000 ball python off you if they don't know who you are, because that's a pretty heavy investment in some eyes, and if you're just like some Joe Schmo, it doesn't sound like a good idea, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think it did too. I think I could have made that video better, but I don't know. It's it's just one of the, it is what it is at this point. I'm not gonna like delete it or anything, but it's the last of the saga. I don't think I'll do any more reaction videos in the future. There's some really juicy that I just gotta get my piece on. I might do it, but it's definitely not going to be a normal thing on the channel. That's 100% for sure. It just, that video kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, and at that point, I didn't like it very much. I didn't like very much when it uploaded. I didn't like seeing it getting views. It wasn't a video. I want to be proud of every video I make over here at DVCB Exotics, and that was a thing, that was a video that I wasn't very proud of making, and if that's the case, I don't want to do it, you know? I don't know. Okay, but like, here's the thing. I absolutely have no remorse when you're like pulling shit like that on a community. People are like, I don't care if you're a pet tuber, reptile YouTuber, whatever you want to call yourselves, whatever, dude. If you're a guy that's taking care of reptiles for a living and you have someone over here saying you're a bad person and you mistreat those animals, you shouldn't support those people, yeah, I got a pretty big beef with you at that point, because that's just messed up. Hogs are cool. I can see hogs getting... maybe not as popular as ball pythons because the colors aren't as vivid, but I can see them getting pretty big because of the fact is that they're pretty similar to ball pythons in that aspect. There's a pretty good amount of genetics going on within them, and also the fact they're pretty small. They get to a small size, so you can keep them and stuff like the... you can't see, but I'm like panning off to the rack systems shown on here. You can do racks for them pretty easily without too much of an issue and without too much of the animal community giving you gripe about it. So, I mean, hogs, I think hogs are a good investment. I definitely want to get into more colubrids in the future, but I don't know. I think eventually something has to get... I think eventually, as I get more and more better adept with snakes, the Crested Gecko project will become less and less. Like, I'm not adding anything to my Crested Gecko project, and I do think as I go on with this kind of stuff, I'll invest more money into the snake side of breeding versus the gecko side of things. Because to be honest, breeding geckos is kind of a pain in the ass just because of that Pangea, dude. The Pangea, I mean, it's fine doing it with like 5 or 6 animals, but when you have, like, at this end of the season, we had like, I think we were making like 30 cups, which really is a small number comparatively speaking, but it's a pain in the butt to do. It's a pain in the butt to get crested geckos acclimated to feeding. You gotta grab the squirming, they're like this big and they're squirming all over the place, and you gotta get them and dab their nose, and it's a pain in the butt, and I don't want to do it on a large scale. And I think eventually I'll always have my pet geckos, so Xena, Pebbles, Amo, but like Spice, Spots, Cookie, I think they'll go eventually as I evolve DVCB Exotics more into the snake side of things. No, I don't think cave geckos are gonna get big. So like nobody buy cave geckos, but if you happen to see cave geckos, just send them my way. It's not like, it's not a good project, but definitely like send any of those ads my way. Just yeah, I absolutely do think cave geckos are gonna get a lot bigger. I'm not sure why. I don't think cave geckos make like extraordinary pets. They kind of hide a lot, but they are a wicked cool animal. And that is something I'm trying to expand on right now. I'm trying to find some cave geckos to buy, but literally no one has females right now. So it's something like, I got a guy over here that's pretty local to me. I'm waiting for him to get some cave geckos in, and then I'm definitely going to get more of that. I'll try to do a collab video with him as well. Yo, that's awesome, LYG. Sorry, I got like my lips are chapped, and I got so if you see me like doing weird thing like it's because like I can't stand the like. Yo, that's awesome, LYG. I wish I started my YouTube channel way earlier. Like, I don't even care like if I was making like just 2-minute videos looking at like look at my python cage. That would have like kickstarted the channel so much harder, and it would have been better overall. Hey, how's it going, Drizzy Harper? I think a lot of people are getting out of cresteds. I don't think I'll ever fully get out of cresteds. I think I'll always just have a small group because, you know, that's what kind of started DBCB Exotics. So there's some sentimental value in there. But I'll never get big with crested geckos. It's just not my cup of tea. And I do think they'll become they'll definitely be less frequent as I expand DBCB Exotics into a larger and larger business. I mean, not anytime soon, but Cookie will eventually be up for sale, I imagine. I don't think... Cookie was just a breeder that I bought to grow out and breed. Like, Xena and Pebbles have sentimental value to me because I've had them since they were babies, and I grew them out as pets before I even started DBCB Exotics. So I'll never get rid of those guys. But stuff that I bought for the sole purpose of breeding will eventually be liquidated because it's all business, and it's definitely a hard line to do. It's a line I'm not very good at, is finding out, you know, what's... Oh, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I forgot the word again. No, I forgot the word in the video. Assets and oh my god. No, I am not forgetting this. I'm looking it up. I literally, where's my mouse? There it is. Hang on. Liability. It didn't say here, but I just remembered as I was Googling it. Liabilities. You have to figure out like what's a liability within your business and then make changes from that. And oh my god, Annabelle. And I have a hard time doing that because the fact is I get very attached to my animals, whether they're breeders, whether they're just pets, anything like that. So I have a hard time selling stuff. Like even though, so like we could take the Accu monitors, for example. I've had these Accu monitors for about, what, like a year and a half. I've gotten a clutch of three eggs going for them. They didn't make it, and they haven't given me a clutch since. So now I just kind of like have these Accu monitors, and it's definitely a liability on the business, but I can't bring myself to actually sell them. And it's one of those things, I constantly have that stuff where I'm like, this is a solid business choice. This is what you need to do to keep DBCB Exotics going and bring it to the next level. But I love animals so much, and I have a very hard time distinguishing what's business and what's passion. It's a difficult thing to take in a hand, and I think only with time I'll get a little bit better. Oh my god. Marta Cox, I'm looking at the wrong way of the mic. Marta Cox, thank you so much for the 1999. Epic fail? What does that mean? Epic fail? Hang on. Should I be applauding this? Listen, you can make fun of me. 1999, I'll applaud it. I don't care. Thank you so much. Isn't feeding... Sorry, I'm reading the chat. What time is it? Sorry, I'm on a strict schedule. I gotta end the stream around 2 o'clock, so I have to clean all the tubs, all the racks, feed everyone, change all the rat tubs, change all the little maternity ward that I have for the rats, food, water. It's a big thing. It's a lot going in on it. Isn't feeding rats and mice to baby snakes just as hard, or is it different? I find it to be easier, personally, and maybe that's just me. Maybe once I start getting big into ball python. I think it's because we've been doing crested geckos for 4 or 5 years now. Even before DBCB Exotics, we were breeding crested geckos, so I've been doing it for a long time, and it just gets more and more aggravating and a bit of a bummer as I get bigger and bigger into it. And that's not something I really want to feel, and it's for that reason that I actually stopped growing the crested geckos, and I kind of just left it on a standstill. Now this chat. That's too much chat. I mean, wow, 28 people, dude. That's pretty rad. I don't think Can we get 30 people in on here? If you guys can tell someone, I've never had 30 concurrent viewers, and I think that would be really cool. I got 20 ready for a cave gecko. You have 20 cave geckos? Send me some, my guy. Just work for some nicer morphs, maybe. With what? Like, that's another problem. People message me to like, how much is that gecko? I'm like, bro, Tokay, cave, crested, gargoyle. I need context. I think you're referring to cresteds. I like the super dowels. I've stuck with the super dowels. I've expanded on other projects in the past, and I ended up liquidating that because I think super dowels are just my favorite thing to work with as far as crested geckos go. Stop swearing for my daughter. It's hard. It's hard. I did a good job for a little bit, but I kind of stopped, and I'm kind of regressing at this point. Passion fuels most people. It's hard to discern. Successful mentors are crucial for sure. I think that's a big thing, and I think that's something I am lacking is any type of mentorship. I've been really doing this on my own for a while, and I have a tough time reaching out for people. I think that stems from a pack of low self-esteem. I feel like I'm wasting people's time. So for a long time and for a lot of projects, I've kind of just tried to figure it out myself, and it does take longer. It's a lot more trial and error, but it would be nice. And with ball pythons, I've gotten a little bit better, and I've made some friends along the way. JDI pythons, R&B have been huge helps with figuring out like what this clutch is and just giving me some tips and tricks on how to successfully incubate eggs, things of that nature. So it's been a lot easier, and I recommend anyone to reach out to people if you're trying to breed, if you're breeding Tokays, things like that. You can hit me up. I think there's more experienced people. I don't think Tokays are very hard. People always ask me all the time, they're like, what do you do to breed Tokays? And I'm like, you leave the male and female alone, you get a clutch, you remove the male, then you just leave it alone. It's like easiest thing ever to breed Tokay geckos. But yeah, I think having a mentor makes things a lot easier as a business. And I think you are putting yourself on the path of success if you have someone trying to lead you towards that path rather than you just trying to figure it out on your own. Hey, how's it going, Flexing Pythons? How you doing today? I'd love to see how you process your rodents for feeding. Okay, so I still buy frozen rodents, so I only breed rodents for live feedings and or selling. I'm just now getting into some wholesaling to my local pet stores, things like that. I don't actually do any euthanization for my rodents. I'm either feeding live, which I definitely don't show on YouTube. I don't want to... I think people that show live feedings on YouTube are really dumb and really... attention-seeking. I definitely don't think it's something that should be shown in the public light. It's something that absolutely needs to be done. Like, if I were to just be like, I will never feed my ball python, my new ball pythons live, frozen only, those ball pythons would die 100%. None of them would feed. Maybe that one. Maybe this guy. Hang on. This guy's like my favorite right now. Hey, baby. Poop. I gotta clean out that tank. They're all like huffy puffy with me. It's beautiful. We got a little Enchi boy. This is like, whoops, little Enchi boy, huffing and puffing. Hey, buddy. This guy will probably feed. Like, this guy's been a monster with food. Whatever I put inside the tub, he'll eat. It's awesome. He's been wicked cool. But as far as like my other stuff, they've like refused food. Even with live, they've refused. And even with a mice that is just a little bit too small, they refuse. So frozen thaw does not work every time. However, just because that it is a priority that needs to be done, it's not something that it's not something I want to show publicly. I don't think it's anyone should show publicly. It just paints us in a negative light, even though it is a necessity. I don't know. It's just not for me. I never want to show any of my live feedings, but it is something that we do here at DVCB Exotics to make sure that our animals, our reptiles, are healthy and are continuing on. Yeah, definitely trust issues, paranoia, things like that. The same way I'm so stubborn. Yo, that's awesome that you got through that and were able to reach out to people. That's awesome. 31 exclamation point. In regards? Oh, a 20-gallon. Okay. Get a divorce instead. Yeah, it's definitely an awesome thing. Like over at CPX Reptiles, CPX Reptiles, he does a lot of Tokay stuff too, and he's probably like my go-to guy. There's a very few amount of people. We got Alejandro, Denise, Morgan. I don't know. Is Morgan? I think Morgan's still doing it. She has her pet store now. She opened up a pet store over in Vermont, so I don't know if she's like still on the wicked side of breeding or if she's really focusing on the retail side of the reptile stuff. Josh over at CPX. And Kristen. And I really only talk to Josh over at CPX a lot. I don't really talk to many other people. I've talked to a lot of them in the past, but Josh has been a guy that I really kind of... He's been like my go-to guy to talk about Tokay stuff. When new stuff pops up, I want to talk to him about it. And we kind of like flex on each other. He flexes a lot harder on me because he's been doing this since like 1998 or something, 1999, so he's a lot better stuff. He does importation, so he gets a lot cooler stuff. So he hits me pretty hard over here where he's like, check this out. I'm like, son of a bitch. And I'm like, check out my reduced pattern, my powder blue. He's like, I have 16, you know. It's just like that kind of like back and forth. But it's something I really enjoy, and it's awesome when you create that kind of friendship or whatever you want to call it off of just having similar projects. I had 31 viewers. Oh, sweet, dude. It says 26 now, but I'm glad we hit it. I'm happy. Hey, thanks, man. We're not going to be on too much longer. I think we're only going to be like 50 minutes or something like that. But, yeah, did I brush up on everything that I wanted to talk about? A Callidor ball python? Do you see that? What's a zebra bee? Is a zebra bee bumblebee exanthic? That's what I'm guessing. Did I spell that wrong? Fuck. Oh, have you guys seen Zebra Donkey, dude? Extreme Exotics have one. Look at this thing. What? Look at this. I don't know how you get one, but I want one. And I don't know how to go about it, but I will definitely... try to find that out. Okay, yeah, it's Exantic with B in it. That's nice. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. What we got in the chat? Oh, we ain't got anything in the chat. Oh, I gotta push the chat forward some more. I'm running out of stuff to talk about, so let's. What should we look at today? What's good to look at? Actually, here's what we'll do. We'll actually go back to DBCB Exotics instead of my main. This is my channel that I have premium on, so I don't have to watch ads. But I keep my I keep DBCB Exotics one on, and I only watch reptile stuff. So this channel only recommends me reptile stuff for the most part. Oh my God, Dakota Burke's live. How do you like my thumbnail? How do you like my thumbnail from like 2019 that I found on my computer? And I was like, this will be the thumbnail. Like my hair is like half that length at this point, and also I don't have my head shaved anymore. Oh, you guys keep up with Blake's Exotic Ranch? He finally set up that aviary. That was pretty cool. There's also YouTube help stuff. Blurry background YouTube tutorial. Just fix your focus. That's... Eldabras? Eldabra tortoises?
Did you know the collective noun for a group of zebra is a dazzle?
No.
Which is appropriate here in Africa, where its trademark black and white stripes seem to stand out incongruously against the khaki and sand background. However, there is a good reason for this. A zebra's stripy coat is thought to disperse more than 70% of incoming heat, preventing the animal from overheating in the African sun. Zebras are very speedy animals and can reach speeds of up to 65
I'm gonna skip this ad
kilometers per
because you call them zebras, and I really just don't like that.
And see turtles, turtles everywhere. Come on, no problem. This is how they clean their eyes. Oh, look at that beautiful movement. That is awesome, man. I just love seeing the black throat monitor.
Let me know if it's too loud or too quiet.
15 eggs. Hey, what's going on, everyone? And today I want to give you an update because my buddy Chad showed up and he was asking, what's going on with Darwin? How's she doing? And I wanted to give you guys the full scoop. Darwin.
All right, so I have the live open on my phone, and it's crazy to see how much the lag is. Right now, we're watching a tortoise video, and I'm watching me still being on the main YouTube menu, scrolling down. So you guys actually haven't seen this, and that's why no one ever comments on stuff, because the lag for like me doing it live and actually what comes up on the stream is probably around 30 seconds long, which kind of sucks.
This injury is healed from when she was stuck in.
Also, it's why I definitely want to go to Twitch, because the comments come on like real time. It's like a 20-second difference, or not 20 seconds, sorry, like a 2-second difference of getting it on your screen versus there's like no lag between the live and you in real time, which is something I really like.
The fence.
We sincerely thank all of you happy campers out there. Your support makes a real difference in our efforts here at Camp Kenny. This week's special shout out goes to Brandon Gramley. Thank you for all you do and for loving reptiles.
This happened a lot quicker than I thought, Chad, because I thought when you, believe me, if you saw her in the condition she was in, like her neck wedged between two pieces of cement, your heart would have sank. Man. It was horrible. Here comes
I'm
Socrates.
actually shocked to see how good she's doing compared to how she was last night.
It was just it was just nuts, man. Look at her go. Just a powerful animal, and again, I have to shout out my buddy Dr. Mike Gillum. He from PGA Animal Clinic. I mean, we mobilized quickly and just got this tortoise right on the proper medication, and just followed his instructions. And look at her go, guys. Her head's symmetrical. There's no weirdness or crick in her neck. And then look at Nostradamus. Were you just petting Nostradamus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Nostradamus, like, hypnotized kind of approach. Let's go. I'm going to get some more cactus here because yeah, you got to look out, dude. You can break an ankle pretty easy over there. I'm just super excited. It's always fun when...
We definitely are going to be, I mean, you can't do much over here in New England because it's only hot for like, it was literally only, we had the most temperate summer ever. We had like 1 week of heat wave in the 90s. Other than that, it's been a lot of 80s for about a month, maybe 2 months, and now we're already in the 70s, which is too cold for most species to be in without any supplemental heating. So outside just doesn't work out here. When we moved to North Carolina, I really want to expand a lot into tegus, which is something I've really been interested in. Of course, we're going to do our first pairing ever with Big Bertha and Hobbs next season after they brewmate. But yeah, I think tegus would be perfect in North Carolina because by the time the North Carolina weather starts cooling off is when tegus brewmate. We'll bring them inside for brumation and then bring them back outside in the spring when they wake up. So I think it will go a lot smoother, and there will definitely be a lot of tegus up. It's going to be another slow investment thing where I want to get top-notch tegus. I don't want just white, a red, a blue. I want Titans, Sky Panthers, Aneries. I want albinos, and I'm going to grow them all out for those 2-4 years and then breed them. And then we're going to have a solid tegu breeding project going on.
When Chad shows up to hang out, he's a reptile guy. We've met each other a long time ago, and he loves turtles, tortoises, snakes, crocodilians. He loves it all. And so it's always fun to have a buddy show up. And when they're interested in your animal's well-being, it shows how good a friend they are. And I'm glad he stopped by. And I'm also glad that I get to update you guys because it's been a while. I wanted to show you how well she's done so we can put to bed the saga of Darwin's neck injury. I'd say this is a full recovery. Let's go ahead. I'm going to throw some cactus up here and see. There she goes. She's super interested. Head's being held up nicely. I think she's, I think she's 100%, man. Let's just see her do her thing. Come on, baby.
These are awesome. Are these Aldabras? I believe they're Aldabras. I really want an Aldabra tortoise. They're really pricey. They're like $5,000 for a baby, but it's definitely something I want to look into later on.
But again, look at how big Socrates is getting too. Yeah, Socrates most likely is a female, so hopefully she'll get as big as Darwin's.
Whoa, no. We're going to North Carolina, not South Carolina. There's a big difference between North and South Carolinas. That's just, we ain't going to South Carolina, that's for sure.
Sox is 16 years old, and Nostradamus is 7.
Yes, but we have stuff that's already breeding. The problem is at the beginning we had everything growing up, but now we have supplemental income coming into it. Yeah, I'll definitely have more Tokay videos as we keep going, but yeah.
17. Now, where was that tick? Did you guys see it? Oh, let me see. I don't know.
I
Is
see
there a
it!
tick right there?
There it is!
There is. Let me see if I
It's like
can-
fucking Dora the Explorer for reptiles.
Got it. These boogers. This one was definitely a big fat one. Enjoying.
Hey Alex, how's it going? We're not reviewing videos. I ran out of stuff to talk about, so now we're just watching Kept Cannon because I saw Tortoise.
Aldabra tortoise blood. But look at her go. I mean, this is great. Just get rid of that. And then have a look here. All kinds of activity going on here on the street today. It's recycling day. But look at her. Oh, I love her so much. I just want to go ahead and gently touch her there. She's always been a little bit standoffish. She's not exactly the most affectionate tortoise, unlike this one here in Nostradamus, but I'm just glad she's doing much better. Let's see. Come on. And you have to think that, you know, after having your neck sprained like that, you wouldn't want to lift it either. I mean, it's that simple. It's just time for her to, you know, relax and be on the mat.
I'm sure that abscess is bothering her.
Yeah.
No shade to Kim Cannon whatsoever, but I can never watch all those videos all the way. I kind of like lose my like attention span just isn't there. Oh, you know what? I've never checked out the Daytona videos. I want to see what did I miss because I'm really upset that I didn't head over to Daytona.
And granddad will bond. This is the kitchen where the new boyfriend will unofficially.
This is fucking weird. Let's skip that.
Daytona, Florida in August. It's like walking through a hot pot of seafood soup out here.
Oh, so much condensation. Eat. There, that's no better.
I'm here for the National Reptile Breeders Expo, and you know, it's been a few years since I've been to this expo, but this is the Reptile Expo that 32 years ago kind of started it all and proved that a large-scale reptile expo could actually work. And because of its success, it inspired the majority of reptile expos that are happening all over the world today. So I'm going in to tour the 2021 Daytona National Reptile Breeders Expo, and I am going to dish out a whole new batch of Rattle On Awards. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my reptile...
What's a Rattle On award?
At Rainbow Mealworms, we grow all our...
Fuck me, rainbow mealworms. Jesus. Nice. Nice.
Alright guys, so the doors have just opened. This expo is just getting started. This expo has the most diverse selection of reptiles and amphibians that I've ever seen at an expo. Usually you see tons of crested geckos and gargoyle geckos and ball pythons, which are awesome. But here...
Why is my man's calling out half of the projects that I do?
There are tons of different colubrids, tons of different tortoises, tons of different ball pythons, but there is something for everybody here. So what's your name?
My name's Whitney.
Whitney, okay, and what did you get there?
Okay, so he is a red Nigerian Euromastiff.
That's a good looking Euro too. Usually they come in like super emaciated and dehydrated.
Enjoy your Euromastiff, that's
Thank
great.
you so much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Good meeting you. What's your name? Zach. Zach, alright, Zach, great shirt, but even better snake.
I need context. Context. Why was Dave weird? I've heard some funny things about Dave Kaufman. I won't go into it, but I've heard some stuff about him.
See, that snake loves you. That was a kiss.
My name is Brian.
Brian, and where are you from?
I'm from Puerto Rico.
From Puerto Rico.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually planning a trip down to Puerto Rico here very soon. I know. And what did you get there?
This is a Matrix male blood python. This is head 14 negative.
Blood pythons. Man. Blood pythons and Morelia has always been something that I want to breed, but I don't think I'll ever breed it. And there's no like, it's not because of the animal. It's just because it's one of those things about. It's just one of those things like I have too many projects already, but bloods and Morelia are something that I've always been fascinated in doing.
Very nice. Are blood pythons your thing, or do you just kind of love them?
My things are blood pythons and boas, but the albinos.
But okay, I gotcha. I gotcha.
I also love the ball pythons. Pretty much every snake.
All right, so this is Isabella. What did you get here at this
I
expo?
got an IMG boa.
Oh, IMGs are great.
And so for a lot of people that don't know, IMGs start out kind of normal colored.
And they get darker over time. You put IMG over with Motley, dude, you get a black snake.
All right, so this is Lucas. Show me what you got here.
So I got a black-tailed Crebo.
Oh,
Super excited.
man, we got to take him out and see him.
And then an adult male spotted python.
Love the spotted. So is this your first Crebo?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's fantastic. What a good-looking snake. Now, you are aware that they do finger paint with their poop. Okay, all right. So what's your name? Brittany and Matt. And what did we get here?
I got a female leopard.
That is a nice looking leopard.
It's a giant,
Nice pattern on that one. And what do we got?
giant ball python.
Yellow belly. And a female yellow belly. Look at those flames. Man, those are good looking ball pythons.
I wanted to say real quick, if it wasn't for like watching your videos and Emily owns Snake Discovery and Clint, I would have never gotten into the hobby. So
that is
it makes
awesome.
a big impact.
All right, so what's your name?
Willem.
Willem, and you know, we were talking before I turned the camera on. You're from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
That is very cool. There's boas native there. So, what did you get here?
I got two of these, how do you say it? Tamaulipas cloud forest boas.
Tamaulipas cloud forest boas.
Male,
Wow.
yeah, pair.
All right, so we popped him out there. That is a.
Yeah, that's Alex, especially with like green tree pythons and a lot of carpet stuff. Even like I'm blanking on the name. The gray bands. It starts with an A. I don't remember. It seems like it's like the cool kids club a lot, and yeah, it's hard to break into that. You get a lot of speculation with those kinds of stuff, and you're kind of like viewed under a microscope of like what you're doing. It's always weird. Dart frogs are another one of those things where the hobby surrounding it, that like sub-hobby, is so strange, and it's so weird when you try to be like the new guy in it. They're not very welcoming.
Good looking boa. And you got this from Vin Russo.
Yeah, the legend.
That is great. Well, you got Vin's book, you got your boas, you're on your way.
Yo, that's so facts, dude. I impulse buy heavily, and I'm not stating anyone should impulse buy, but that is definitely something I have a hard time not doing.
Hey, that is great. So, speaking of Vin Russo, what's new and exciting?
The problem is Morph Market's a thing now. Like, I'm constantly on Morph Market. Even, like, we went to CV Exotics to go get some those feeders. I need some superworms, some crickets. Great prices on superworms, by the way, if you're in the area. They're not $20 for 100. I think it was like 10 or 11 bucks. But, yeah, they had a really nice ivory berm. They had a couple of berms, and I just got some money from those crested gecko sales, and I'm like, come on, Dakota, walk away. You don't need the berm right now. You don't need the berm.
Going on in your world?
Well, you know me, I'm always working on making things better and redder and more patterns. So I've been working on making my blood boas redder.
Look at those.
Yo, where did Brad go? Brad, you can't just say Dave was weird. Did he come back? No, he didn't. You can't just say Dave was weird and then just leave the fucking stream, my guy. Come on. Shame too, because if the higher-ups were more opening about their success, they could grow their customer base and preserve the lineage of these animals for generations, yet they're so uptight. I think Morelia's a little bit easier, depending on what species you're talking about, but, yeah, I always wanted to avoid those kinds of markets where anything that's like super unwelcoming is something I personally don't really want to get into, and that definitely was something I kept in mind when I was thinking about what's the next project to expand on. Okay. Is it frozen? No, I fixed it. Okay, don't worry, I'm good. We're good.
Man, those are awesome.
Well, the original blood boas originated from Ron St. Pierre.
Yep.
And they were from boas from El Salvador. He went through a pile of wild caught, bags of wild caught babies.
Right.
We found a few of these red-looking snakes. That was in the early 90s. I should say almost mid. Oh yeah, early.
Yeah,
90s.
about early 90s. I remember. Yeah.
And so I've been working with them ever since, trying to get them redder and redder.
Oh, something I want to comment on real quick, and that's going in since we're talking about like weird markets and weird sub-genres in the hobby. Dart frog, the dart frog market is so absolutely strange. They've like held the same market value since the 80s, and they refuse to change. Don't go up, don't go down. If you raise your prices, you'll get like vilified within that hobby of buying dart frogs. Also, they absolutely hate genetic mutations. Like albino dart frogs is like, you're like crucified if you make an albino dart frog. It's such a weird. I'm looking at my OBS and I think my mouse is on my other monitor, so I'm like, come on, get to the other side, but it's already right here.
Breeding the reddest ones to each other. This year I bred one into an IMG. Well, last year, so
Oh man,
IMG head for blood.
I fucking love IMG boas, dude.
So we're working on trying to make a blood IMG.
That is going to be smoking.
Yeah, that should be smoking. Yeah.
No shade, but that was like the widest way you could say smoking like I've ever heard. Oh yeah, they're gonna be smoking for sure. I'm sorry. Ooh, good golden eyes. Good golden eyes. Nice. Never gotten to turtles. Never been a turtle guy. Sunglow leopard. That's a good logo. I like that. I want to change my logo again, but I don't know what I want it to be, so I'm gonna leave it right now.
Need a little assistance there, buddy? There you go. There's a little assistance for you.
All right, guys. So comment below. Is that the greatest name for a ball python company or the worst? Comment below. I mean, look at this T-shirt. Don't Google it. That's epic there, Grandpa.
Oh, that's fantastic, dude.
There is a one-of-a-kind, world's first crested gecko that I need to check out.
All right, what we got?
So this is Catherine from Manatee Suncoast Lizards. That is the greatest sign.
That's a good sign. Neon?
Years ago, I hatched out a first Xanthic, so this is my line, and they're not from the European line. These are apple pie. These are mine. And
Your own line of Xanthic.
my own line of
All right,
Xanthic.
all right.
I live like hitting the lottery.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that Google SEO like though? Like you're gonna like try to Google Grandpa's balls and so never mind. I was gonna search it, but I don't think the SEO over there is very high when you're talking about Google ranking.
Years in the making. So with the plain Xanthic, I bred them to the lily white, and then we get, I call them Lucy Grays, but it's two genes. It's the lily white codominant gene and then the recessive Xanthic gene.
Gotcha.
And this is what they look like when they're grown. And
Now-
this is Boss, this is a male, and they're just gorgeous. It's a lily white Xanthic, and I just nicknamed them Lucy Grays because I was the first one to hatch them out.
Look at that.
Yeah, they're just gorgeous.
So we're looking at a world's first here, a Xanthic lily white.
Yes.
Now that's almost an adult. So
Oh,
this
he
is
is now.
a project that's a
He's
how
in now.
old?
I'm breeding him now.
Not as they may coming in these days, and the habitat loss populations are decreasing. Yeah, it's definitely a big thing. Xanthic lily white though, for sure. The epic fail is part of the sticker. No choice that I wanted to give you that amount. Nothing but good vibes for you. No, dude, no worries. Again, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. I wasn't reading into it at all. Do you think you'll ever be that kind breeder that has tables at expos? How many animals do you even need to bring? Okay, so I definitely want to be a part of expos, and I definitely plan on going to or vending expos in the future. I tried to vend the Lewiston Expo in Maine, but I was a day short and they sold the last table. My only issue is because I'm on YouTube, because I've built somewhat of a pretty pretty decent following. As far as reptile YouTubers go, I think when you talk about actual YouTubers, it's a very small following. But as far as the reptile niche goes, I've built a pretty solid following right now. I sell my animals so fast, I don't have a need to go to expos. However, just for the exposure and networking purposes, and for the experience itself, I want to go to Vendon Expo. But it's one of those things where I'll have to hold back animals specifically for expos, because if I put them all for sale, they're just all going to sell before I even have a chance to hit them.
So this is a couple-year-old project.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, the actual project is about 5 years old.
Gotcha. All right.
I absolutely suck with fish. Fish is like, I cannot get fish. I've tried in the past. It's just not me, I guess.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. So everybody watching this is going to want to know, if you were to sell this guy.
Oh, I can't. I've been
What
offered
would we-
30,000.
You've been offered 30,000.
And I didn't take it. No.
Wow.
No. These are like one of a kind now.
Absolutely.
And this is ready to breed. So yeah.
Wow.
It's
30,000 and you turned it down.
Well, this is the first time I've been on the ship before it sailed.
Hey, right. You know,
That's kind of a low ball when you actually think about it. I mean, what do we... let's do some research. I was thinking, like, if someone offered me 75 I think is a good number. I don't think that's... I think 100K is like a ridiculous offer that only some people would take. But I think 75 is actually a very on par, because if we look... Okay, hang on. Let's go check out Morph Market. Let's check out Morph Market. Okay, let's try this again. Morph Market. I guess like my Wi-Fi is wicked slow. Definitely failed part of that. Oh, sorry. Well, that's what I was thinking. This isn't gonna work. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi. I'm literally like right next to my router too, which is annoying that it's not working. So the lily whites as babies go for I haven't been too keen or too visual on what's happening with that stuff, but is it still, I'm guessing 12 to 15 is still the pretty basis around lily white geckos. Then you get exanthics, which again, that's going to be third generational breed unless you already have exanthics in there, but that'll speed things up. Exanthics are still like 2 grand, maybe 2, something like that. I might be off. Let me know if I'm off. But so you're getting those kinds of combinations. You can bind them. You've got a $10,000 baby, a $5,000 baby, an $8,000 baby. You're getting around 20 gecko eggs a clutch. 1 year. Selling that animal for $30,000, you're making your money back in 1 year. I think with an animal like that, it needs to be a 3-year investment, so somewhere around that $75,000 to $90,000 mark. Of course, the animal's going to depreciate over time, getting less and less in value as more people get into the project. I think 75 is a solid price for that animal. I think 30 is way too big of a low ball. And for them being like, someone offered me 30,000, I find that person like, that's a bit disrespectful, dude. I think that guy tried to rip you off right there. I keep white tree frogs and red-eyed tree frogs, but I'll never get too big. I'm a reptile guy. I'm not too much in the amphibians. I love my white tree frog. I'll probably get more whites, but oh yeah, dude. Oh my god. That whoever offered her that spit in her face basically. 30 grand for that. Get out of here.
Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
wow, congratulations. That is an amazing crested gecko.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Yo, where is Brad? Did Brad just leave the stream? Come on, my guy. How could you do that to us? I'm a little upsetty about that. Of course, nerds over at Daytona with their like awesome water monitors. Pestle acid heck clown, nice. Ooh, melanistic lacerdas? Oh, I can't remember what their name is.
Mr. Babu from
Babu!
What's going on, guys? Want to show some animals?
I want to see the coolest stuff that you've got at your table. I mean, you've got this whole end cap.
Oh, Jesus.
On a family vacation. Everybody is so excited for this. If you don't know about Virgo, it's basically whole private vacation homes for your entire family.
here. Well, let's see the coolest.
Let's see the coolest stuff. This animal just sold, but let's show her off anyways because she is super, super nice.
Yes, yes, we all saw your comment. We are all interested in getting context of that comment.
Here we have a black pewter confusion clown.
Wow, look at that.
Pet for hypo. Such a powerhouse animal. Even without the visual hypo, she's super cool. So
Hypo's gonna definitely do that. It's gonna take that to the next level. That's nice.
When those first came out, everybody looked at it and was like, I don't get it.
Right.
And then we put it to clown, and then it was like, right, exactly.
Every gene has its own potential, like the red stripe. Right? No one really cared too much about red stripes.
Right.
It was almost like $50 a piece.
Right.
And then red stripe clown came out with Pompeii, and we sold out of red stripes instantly that day.
Right.
As soon as the video.
Right.
hits. So I think every gene has that potential, and you just got to find the right combinations for it.
Exactly. All right, so everybody knows I'm into pieds. Let's see one of your best pieds that we've got here.
So Orange Stream and Pieds, I think, were just kind of made for each other.
Yes, they were.
So this is Orange Stream Pinstripe.
Oh, man.
Wow. You see how much the orange is soy.
Bro, you had lavender albino into that, dude? Get the fuck out of here.
Really shows.
That's nice, though. I should get in some orange trim. I really want to get into pieds. Pieds are so expensive. I think once I start ramping up, probably 2023, we'll start getting into some pied stuff. But for right now, pieds are just a little out of my reach.
Beautiful ball python morphs that are out there. I'm not saying that just because I produce a lot of them, and but seriously, I mean the orange dream and the pied it really makes that orange just pop.
Really pop out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the hottest project currently on the market is Desert Ghost. So here is the spot nose fire.
Oh, look at that.
We were just discussing this. Boss has to prove out all the time, every time.
You know, it's kind of an unfortunate name to call that Desert Ghost
Right.
because of the desert.
Right.
That, you know, for those who don't know, the females did not lay fertile eggs or didn't lay at all.
Right.
And so.
Yeah, quick recap of desert. Desert was such a strange thing. I don't know what's wrong with the gene, but like desert gals stayed so small. They were like, I'm just throwing out a size. I think they were only like 3 to 4 feet, like for females, like full grown, like females. And there were people that like waited, they like grew them out for like 9 or 10 years and then tried to breed them. And it still just ended up, there was something messed up in them where they like just couldn't lay viable eggs. They would always get egg bound and immediately die. The eggs would be fertile, but they like just, it's almost like dwarfism within it. It was such a weird time.
I would have stayed away from calling anything desert after that, but
you know what? Amazingly.
Yeah, and it's also funny. It's like the worst name for it because when you hear desert ghost, you think it's just desert and ghost, like hypo, because a lot of stuff in different species, ghost is hypo. So you would think it's like a hypo desert, which when I first started getting the ball pythons, I thought the same thing, and I was like, why are people this ghost like negate the weird gene thing part of deserts? I don't know.
It's been years and years before after the desert thing, and people still ask, why would you sell a female that can't lay eggs?
That's
and I'm
right.
like, it's not the same ones. But I mean, now we're just gonna shorten it down, call it DG, and just avoid the word desert, right?
I agree with that 100%. Well, Bob, you know, I see you at all the expos, and you have some of the best ball pythons in the industry.
What guy's podcast?
Appreciate that so much.
Absolutely. All right, have a good show, man.
Think about Brian's? Ooh. Time is it? Alright. We might have time for one more video, and then I gotta call it quits.
Good. Dave Kaufman, welcome to Tiki's Geckos.
All right, so obviously we've filmed together numerous times.
I don't remember you.
Yeah, I don't know. I went through your stuff when you weren't around. But anyway, show us like the coolest stuff that Tiki's Geckos is doing right now.
I mean, it's always gonna be the New Caledonian geckos, crested geckos.
Swear to God, my house is haunted. I just heard like something walking around, and I'm like, lychees and chihuahuas. I really want lychees and chihuahuas. The problem is breeding them's a little it's a lot more difficult than your other New Caledonian stuff. Obviously, there's a huge price difference between a guard going from a nice guard going in the 4 digits to like, 12, 8 to 1200. You can usually think about a gargoyle gecko. But when you start looking at like lychees and chihuahuas, the price tag jumps between the 2 to 3 grand for a solid one of those. And that at this time, I feel comfortable making those kinds of investments, but over the years, I was not comfortable making a multi-$1,000 investment for my business. So you might see more of them in the future. I'm just not 100% sure. I don't know where DVCB Exotics is going. I have so many ideas, and I just don't know which one I'm gonna execute. Oh, Renee's home. That's what it is. Give me like 3 minutes, guys. Don't you worry. I got you guys. We're going to put Bimpson back on. I want to watch the Dave Kaufman thing, so you guys don't get to watch the Dave Kaufman. So, yeah, 1 hour Bimpson. All right, I'll be right back. It'll just be a couple minutes. Enjoy.
Guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I'm Bimpson, yeah. I guess I'm Oh yeah, I guess I'm freaking Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I guess I'm freaking Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I guess I'm freaking Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I'm Bimpson, yeah. I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. I guess I'm freaking Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I guess I'm freaking Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I guess I'm freaking Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, I guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I guess I'm Bimpson, yeah. Guess I'm really Bimpson, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess I'm freaking Bimpson, yeah.
Alright, how many viewers did we lose? We still have 20 viewers? You guys must really like Bimpson. Should we just play Bimpson the whole time? Stupid wires. Hang on. Okay. Gotta put my gamer headphones on so I feel like a gamer. Okay. Let me catch up with chat real quick and then we'll get back. Okay, as far as like Brian's podcast goes, I really enjoyed being on it. It was a fun experience. That trip cost me $1,200 to do, so I think it was an awesome experience. I think it would have been worth $1,200 in any given circumstance, but the fact was I didn't really have $1,200 and I just found a way to make it work, but it really set me back. So it's definitely not something I'm going to do again anytime soon, unless he can be like, yeah, we'll fly you out and get you in a heartbeat. If he'd fly me out and book me in a hotel for the night, for sure, 100% I'd go back. But I'm not that big of a guy in any standpoint, YouTube or reptile breeding, so he really doesn't have a reason to do that. And that's not like a diss on him or him saying that like I'm not good enough. That's just like the fact of it. I'm a pretty small guy. It's just not Oh Jesus, there's a lot of stuff going on. The Nugget gang went out of effect because when the Nugget gang was a thing, I was very small and then I grew thousands and thousands of people. So the majority of people have no idea what the Nugget gang actually is. Only like the OG DVCB Exotics fans know that. So it kind of just phased itself out. Quick summary if people don't know what the Nugget gang is. One of my first live streams, I don't even remember what live stream it was. I got really drunk, like way too drunk. And Renee got me chicken nuggets, and I was like freaking out about it. I was so happy. And it wasn't, yeah, it's like one of those things you have to be there. It sounds stupid to explain it. Why did Dakota end his gaming channel? It was too much work. It was really fun to do, and I don't know. At that point, I had some time on hand, but I don't have the time anymore to do all this stuff, and I was spreading myself too thin. It was fun doing it while I did it, but at the end of the day, I don't make any money off of it. Not very many people watched it. I would get like 50 to 100 viewers, and there's just no way of me monetizing that in any amount of time that I had in order to grow it. So it makes more sense to focus on DVCB Exotics versus the gaming stuff. Nugget gang. Jesus, before the 500 subs. That was like a long time ago too. My channel grew so slow in the beginning. Like from 500 to 1,000 probably took me 6 months, where now it takes me like 3 weeks. Never forget the Nugget gang. OG, that's good shit. That's good shit. Okay, I thought it was like something else that came at the Expo. I've heard all about this. I've heard a lot. Well, no, I won't. It's not my place to say that stuff. But I've heard a lot of stuff about Dave being two-faced and him being a little bit too, I don't know, big for his boots. Is that the saying? I don't want to try to get on like Dave's bad side, but at the end of the day, I don't think Dave would like me, so it's just one of those things. And anyone that's like really big on the pet tuber thing, I don't think any one of those people will really be that into me and my stuff going on, because I do stuff people don't like. I breed spider ball pythons. I have a pretty large, I have a medium-sized breeding business going on, and I use racks, things like that, and those type of people just don't really enjoy that. Yeah, I'm so sorry for anyone that watched like my first couple of videos. I go back all the time at them. Number one, I reminisce about my big beard. We're growing the big beard back. I'm going full Viking. We're growing the hair out. We're growing the beard out. So I really want. I'm gonna try to grow. I'm gonna see how long I can go with growing my hair out. So I wanted to like go down to my ass at this point. I've had it down about here before. I grew it out for about 3 or 4 years. I want to try to double that this go, and then I'm gonna try to grow my beard out again. Probably like around here. I want like a good big grizzly beard. So those are two things. But then also I cringe at like how bad the production value and everything was. It wasn't good. But yeah. Dave, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's continue. I want to finish this. Is it going to be Deadpool?
My favorite.
Oh, really? Crested Gecko.
Yeah, dude. This is the best of the best when it comes to crested geckos, in my opinion. Lily whites.
Now, for everybody out there that wants to get into lily whites, kind of explain why you can't breed a lily white to a lily white.
It's lethal.
So a lily white to a lily white will cause, like, a lot of the eggs won't survive, and even if they do hatch, it'll produce.
Oh, man. Sorry, I'm feeling ill today, so if you like see me like, it's because I don't feel very well. You're just gonna hate, man. Don't let it stop you. We're all in the hobby together. People just get stuck up in their opinions and they don't realize we're all in the same boat. I think there's a pretty big distinction from the pet tube community and the reptile community. I think there are a lot. So I feel like there's the reptile enthusiast community and the pet enthusiast community when it comes to reptiles. And I think there's a really big divide between those people. And obviously I'm biased. I'm in the breeding community. I'm definitely into the hobbyist thing. I enjoy reptiles for being reptiles, not for being pets, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of things that, a lot of like socializing stuff and making stuff like puppy dog tame I'm not really about. I like seeing reptiles for what they are, which are reptiles. They're not here to be puppy dogs, and I'm totally okay with that. I actually prefer that in a lot of cases. It makes my day a little bit more exciting than every animal being like, ooh, touch me, hold me, and it's just not really what I'm about at the end of the day. But yeah, Kevin does do all that stuff, but he's also not very liked in the pet tuber community, whatever you want to call it. I'm not trying to use pet tuber as a derogatory term. I'm just using it as a blanket term, I guess a stereotype, which probably isn't any better. You want to see one of the cooler reptile channels? Glad I found you from Brian's podcast. Oh, dude, you came from Brian's? You did. Yeah, I remember you saying that when you first started commenting. Not many people showed up. I was a little disappointed at the outcome. I think we went up I think our growth doubled for a couple of days and it kind of dropped off. But I went to the podcast because I got to hang out with Brian for the day for a couple of hours. I think it was worth it. But we want the braid, dude. I'll totally braid my hair, dude. I'll get some Viking braids for sure. Oh, dude, if you made it this far into the live stream, I usually like to drop little stuff. We are getting a hell of a lot more Tokays. We have 3 giant, the biggest Tokay females I have ever seen in my life are coming as soon as I get back into town. They're shipping the 14th. So I get back on the 10th, but it's the weekend. So the 14th on a Tuesday, they're shipping out. We'll get them on Wednesday. So we're going to have the chonkiest, biggest breeding gals I've ever seen. I'm super excited for putting them in the 22 projects. We're also going to go to the New England Expo on October. The problem is, I got to beat fucking Kevin to the Expo because that guy gets there first thing in the morning and he takes all of the... I remember the last New England Expo I went to, I was coming in when Kevin was coming out like this with 15 female Tokays. I'm like, dude... Oh, my Tokays! So there were no females left on the guy's slot. I was pissed. But yeah, hopefully we can hit that Expo early enough. I want to get a bunch more healthy females that are good, ready to breed, that we can put in the 2022 season. My goal for 2022 is to make 50 to 60 captive bred Tokay babies with various genetics. That's the goal going on. Hopefully we can hit it. It'll be really exciting if we can do.
They don't make it, even if you get it to hatch. And most of the time, I think they've only ever been able to cut the eggs and get the baby out, and then they still die.
I'll talk real quick about this because it's not like I haven't been trying to collab with Nerd. If you actually watch the Nerd Twitch streams and I've even gone on Donnie's Twitch stream talking to him, trying to get a collab in. I don't think it's gonna happen, and it's not because of like I'm too small of a channel or whatever. I'm not well known. I talked a lot about Donnie about it, and it just goes to the fact that they're so busy over at Nerd, and Donnie himself only has like a set time that he's able to film his videos, and getting someone to do a collab, it just, number one, doesn't help their channel out very well, and it's kind of just a nuisance, or not a nuisance, but what's the word? It's just, there's a lot more cons to it and annoyances that go into it versus the pros on their side. And I completely understand that, and it's nothing like personal. He was saying he feels that way with like most collabs and why they don't really collab that often. So I don't foresee me getting a collab with Nerd. I'm okay with that. I'm glad that Donnie was, just reached out and we had a chat about it. It just makes it's better, it's always better than just like not answering me. But we talked about it. I don't think it's in the cards, unfortunately. Maybe I can get it to work one day, but honestly, for myself, if that's the case for them, I don't really feel comfortable collabing when I know, like, in the back of my mind getting there, that, like, it's almost a burden being there and collabing and would really only benefit me. I just don't feel I don't feel like that is a very comfortable position to be in and filming and everything. It's just, I don't think it's in the cards. That's really down to it. There's nothing like that. It's just not their thing. I completely understand that. If I don't really think I could have people like collab with me, because I don't really have a presentable place either. That's why I do most of my stuff on this set. Everything else being as a breeding business, it's just not very pretty. And when you're doing collabs, if it's not about a certain topic, it just doesn't make much sense for them. And I completely understand that.
And then they die. So they only live for like a couple hours, not even a day.
Yeah, if that. If you get lucky, that's getting lucky, because most of the time they don't get that far.
Right.
No, there's more chat, sorry. I had a guy message me about pink tongue skinks. Turned out she was bashing pink tongues hard, telling people never to buy them. The species with pink tongues? What's wrong with pink tongues, dude? Pink tongues are cool. I like how they have blue tongues and they turn pink. I had one or two way back in the day. But yeah, I like pink tongues. I don't see any problem with pink tongue skinks. Dave gets too political at points and not my favorite, and his videos don't do much for me. I think he's in a niche. He does his thing. It's cool. He does it's like mainly collabs, which is it's a cool niche to be into. I have no gripes about Dave as like a channel. I don't know him well enough as a person to really like state my opinion about him. It's just like rumors I've heard and stuff that's like circulated around. So I'm not one of those guys where it's like, oh, Dave doesn't like Brian, you guys need to stop supporting Dave. Obviously not. I'm watching his video on my stream. I don't really, it's just one of those things. Support who you want to support. I'm not here to tell you guys what you can and can't do or like influence you a certain way. I'm just a dude talking about my animals. I have no sway in like people's opinions, and I think it's so weird that people think that way, but I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge Dave fan, but if something catches my eye like this Daytona thing I want to watch, I'll watch a Dave video. I don't really care. My Tokay has a cloudy look at insides. Do you know what that might be? I mean, that could be like a number of things. If you want to message me on Instagram, it's like a whole thing where I have to ask you a bunch of questions. It's just better to hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, and we can pinpoint what's going on with that. So do you have a little relationship with Nerd? Good dude, stoked for you. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say I have a relationship with Nerd. I'm trying to hang out with Rob. I don't know. I'm trying to get a Rob collab going. I really want to check out his oh my god, I'm so dumb. His scrub pythons. Thank you, Dakota, for remembering that. I really want to check out his scrub pythons. Rob does a bunch of cool stuff on his own, separate from Nerd, and that would be cool. But as far as like New England Reptile goes, I don't think I have an outstanding relationship with him. I don't do much business with him. I bought in a couple of quinces from them over the years, and that's about it. Not too much goes with the Nerd relationship, but that's okay. Maybe one day, hopefully soon, before I move. I would absolutely love to do a collab with Nerd before I move to North Carolina. That's like on my goal list. I don't know if I can pan it out or not, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. There's still some stuff that can be done. How is the Tokay market? Exploding. The Tokay market is really good. It's a market that like I feel like I got in at exactly the right time, because now everything is like tripling in value. I bought my first powder blue patternless for $300. They're now going for $900. I bought my first ready to breed reduced pattern baby for $250, I believe, or my ready to breed male adult for $250. Now they're going for like $450 for babies. The market's like exploding, and I'm really happy that I got into it. And I wish I invested a little bit more into the Tokays, because I think I'd be in a better position than I am right now. But I'm still looking good. I didn't ride the wave as high as I should have, but I'm still in a good place when it comes to Tokays. And I think the Tokay Gecko market, as people look for more stuff rather than ball pythons to breed, are only gonna get more and more popular. Yeah, there's not much production value when it comes to his content. Please tell me what to think. I am ultimate influencer. Watch Bimpson. Only Bimpson. Green galaxies are good. We have a clutch of eggs that are going from a powder blue to a green galaxy. I think that's the only thing I did this time around. Next year we're going to do a lot more green galaxy stuff, and a lot of more Green Galaxy stuff. We'll hopefully continue on with the World's First stuff. We have a couple World's First Tokay stuff that hatch, stuff that has yet to hatch that I need to make a video about. If you're on Patreon, you already know what's up, but it's always hard. I don't want to like step on Patreon toes. Those people are kind enough to financially, what's the word? They're kind enough to give me money. I don't know what the kind word. They give me money because they want to support me. I think that's awesome. I never want to step on their toes, so I can't say much about it until I actually make a video about it. I just don't think Tokays do that well for content. It's difficult making... If you're not doing educational pieces on them, it's difficult making contents about Tokay geckos when you have... So, like, what does... You gotta think about, like, YouTube-wise, and, like, what people want to watch. What would more people want to watch from the general public? 20-foot snake doing this or that, or... angry gecko, you know what I mean? You guys want to see the angry geckos. That's not how the majority of the population feels. The views are going to do a lot better when you're talking about ball pythons and retics versus something like Tokay geckos. I'd be really interested to really go in depth on his Tokay products, because he has a pretty large quality. Last time I heard 40 to 60 Tokays going on in his collection. That could have expanded since last time, but that's something I really want to talk to him about. And I wish I could get more into that and really like pick his brain when it comes to Tokay geckos. Yeah, I'm excited. The only downside when it comes to Tokay geckos is the genetic side. I mean, is the fact that most morphs are just pattern reducing, whether it's reduced pattern, olive patternless, powder blue patternless, stuff like that. We don't have the cool shit. We don't have candy dot. Granite isn't proven out yet. We can't figure out how to do granite. We have super reds, which is cool. That plays in my favor. I want to get some of Josh's platinums, because platinums is a visual color changer instead of a pattern changer. So I think that would work well with a couple of my patternless projects. Albino is here. Morgan has albinos. I don't know if she has them for sale yet. I've been really trying to hit her up for albinos, but she's kind of like, maybe in a few months. And actually, I haven't talked to her in like a year since then. Maybe she has some albinos up for grabs right now. Alright, real life question, man. When is the gaming channel making a return? I have no idea, dude. If you guys can get 1,000 people to subscribe to the gaming channel, I will do the gaming channels again. I will grind. As long as I have the 1,000 subscribers, I will grind out the gaming channel, get the optimal watch time, and get monetized. If I'm making money, it's a way more incentivized reason for me to do it. Whereas it's probably like... It takes about 6 hours to make a gaming YouTube video, and that's a couple of hours actually making the video versus editing the video versus it's flip-flop. It takes me about 20 minutes to make a reptile video, but it's a hell of a lot time more into the editing side of it. So I'll grind out the 4,000 watch hours if you guys get 1,000 subscribers over to the gaming channel, but until then, I just don't see it making a return. And even at that point, I'm just so busy at this time, it's really hard to keep going on with other projects at hand.
That's why you can't do lily white to lily white. But the great thing about lily white, Gene, is co-dominant. Right. So you compare this one male to 10 females, half of their baby's going to be lily white, half are not.
Exactly. So you don't need to breed lily white to lily white.
Exactly. You'll make enough babies just with one.
I actually don't know what the gaming channel's called. Hang on, let's look at. I named it Dakota the Viking, but I think I changed my Gmail name because I was making emails off that account, and it was like, Dakota the Viking emailed you about medical reports, and it was a little weird. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's Dakota Blue now. I made 11 videos on this channel? Huh, I didn't know that. Yeah, you can see like 72, 47. This one got 100. It just didn't do that well. It actually did very well for being a brand new channel, but just not enough. And actually, you're getting me to reminisce now, guys. You're making me feel like, man, dude, I actually really enjoyed making gaming content. It was fun. It was easy, but it's a lot. It takes a lot of time, and I don't know if I have that time when it's just like I'm only like, 100 views in 5 months. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Get 1,000 views on Dakota Blue or Dakota the Viking, whatever you look up. This is the last video I ever made on this channel. It was actually in my It was ready to go. The video was uploaded. I just never posted it and then never made another video for like 4 months. And so I just put this one out there. I was like, hey, this is a video. I'll just put it out there for shits and giggles. Just hoping, it got 1 million views, and then this thing had like 50,000 subs, and I could quit DBCB Exhaust and just be a gaming channel full time. That would be nice. Not saying I don't like the reptile content, but this was way easier and more fun to do. I could just focus on the breeding style of stuff, and like instead of like worrying about YouTube SEO with reptile focusing niches. Oh shit. Oh no, we got back to it. Cool.
I get a lot of geckos from you. Always love coming down and filming with you guys. But can I just say how happy I am? Not at all of your success, not at you look at this.
I've been thinking of starting a Twitch. It's again just one of those things. I don't know if I have the time to do it, but it's been in the back of my. I don't want to start another thing and then stop doing it. I've done that so many times. We had the podcast. We did it a little bit. We stopped doing it. The gaming channel, I did it for a little bit. I stopped doing it. The shorts channel, I did it for a little bit. I stopped doing it. I don't want Twitch to be the exact same thing. So I'm thinking, like, it's been probably a month or 6 weeks. I've really been thinking about starting a Twitch, and I might eventually do it. I might think to myself, I just don't have the time to do it. It's just one of those things where I want to make something work, and so I have to be able to sacrifice the amount of time to be consistent with it to actually get it to succeed, rather than half-assing it and it eventually failing.
Fantastic. A couple more months to a year, we're gonna be brothers. Oh yeah.
Well, that's the other thing. I don't want to buy new games. These are the games I like playing. I like playing horror games. I'm not gonna like that. That's just I'll be in the same boat then. There's reptile videos I don't really want to make, but I know do well, and so I make them. I don't want to play video games that I don't want to play, but I know they'll do well. It's just kind of like the same boat type of situation.
Awesome. All right, guys. So that is some of the awesome reptiles and amphibians that you guys are going to see here at the Daytona Reptile Expo. But now it is time to dole out the 2021 Daytona Reptile.
Bro, I haven't played COD since I was like 14 or 15 years old. Like online, I was shit at it. I was shit at it back then. I'm gonna be shit at it now. Ooh, Bluetail? Dorianus? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Bucket reptile list. Varanus Dorianus? Blue-tailed monitor. I really want to get into him. My buddy Joe is he's liquefying some of his Argus monitor projects and getting into blue-tails. So I'm going to hold off for the couple of years. I want to be one of the first customers from Joe if he is able to crack the code and actually create captive bred blue-tail monitors. So I can always go and buy, a field caught $1,100, $800 blue-tail, but I really want to be one of Joe's first customers with that, and I'm willing to wait those couple of years so he can get it going. I'm really excited about that for him. They're like the worst monitor species ever. They're like wicked mean, dude. I love them.
So these monitors are from New Guinea, and they are in the same group of monitors as like mangrove monitors or peach throat monitors, and these guys make really rewarding pets. However,
That actually happened to my Argus. If you're not on Patreon, I don't think I ever released that video, but I actually got a video of me seeing, I turned on the lights, I saw a clutch from my Argus pair, and I was like, holy shit, holy shit. So I had to like get everything scrambled, get the incubator box and medium all set up. And when I went back, there's actually, if you want $1 a month on Patreon, the video is still there. As I have it on camera, me unzipping the tent and then going, ah! That wasn't the right. That wasn't the sound I went into. Ah, that's holy shit. I opened the tent on video to see the male Argus eating the egg. So we got one egg. I was really done with incubating them. It was not humid enough. The egg, unfortunately, did not make it after a couple of weeks. Same with my Ackies. I really got to get better with my incubation stuff. But yeah, that happened to my Argus too. They're like really big onto like eating their eggs, so you got to like find them quick, which kind of sucks. This guy's cold.
And therefore, you have to have a cage that's big enough for these guys, not only as babies, but as adults, and UV light.
Remember, guys, you gotta have a big cage. Not just as babies with the big cage, but when they get bigger, you also need a... I'm sorry.
And they are the first company to have LED UV lights.
That's another conversation I'll hit up real quick. Yeah, the whole thing was, I didn't think... Okay, so one, my sexes were opposites. My male is female, my female is male, I believe. My male actually might be female. I might not have any males, but I saw a Cheerio, you know, the little red Cheerio you see that makes a fertile egg, so they gotta be a pair, right? But my male laid the eggs. So I was so focused on the female, I didn't even notice that the male was gravid because I didn't think that it was a female. So that kind of happened, and it was just a surprise. I wasn't very prepared for it because I was looking at the wrong animal. But yeah, now we got 2 enclosures going for them, 2 6x4s. We'll upgrade as soon as we move over to North Carolina. We'll probably Expo most of the grow tent stuff, and for some wood and outdoor stuff at the end when we started getting really into the stuff once we move.
But this is what they look like as adults. They get a little bit bigger than this, but unfortunately, when they get to be adults, they don't keep that bright blue tail that they have as babies. And like I said, these are very nervous lizards. They're not very handleable, but these are just really awesome monitor lizards, and you can see why this is my pick for the 2021 Daytona Reptile Expo Rattle On Awards for the best lizard here.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thought about that. I was like, dude, that's like a sub-adult monitor. Like, they get fairly, not like huge, they're not like Asian water monitor stuff, but they get pretty large. Like, it's, yeah, 3.5, males will get a little bit bigger. They get pretty much like full-grown quint size. So, that was way too small to be like, it's almost an adult. No. Yeah, it's good shit, right? That Argus egg video? That's good stuff. It's only like a couple minutes long, but yeah, that really sucked. Mini croc monitors, exactly. That's what I call them.
I've seen a ton of hypo redfoot tortoises, but there's a lot here. But out of all the ones that are here, the ones that are here at Kim and Mark Bell's table, these are the prettiest hypo redfoots that I've seen at this expo. Man, these are such unique tortoises and really common pet tortoises. But I'll tell you, these are South American tortoises. They live in the South American rainforest. So
I was pissed! I was pissed, dude! 2 eggs! And that bastard ate like half of them. Giant egg! Like, I was like, dude, there's no way you can eat it. He ate it. He ruptured it, and he ate the whole thing.
They live and they thrive, but not as well as they would in an environment like here in Florida. But just have a look at how amazingly beautiful this tortoise is. That hypo really brings out the reds and takes an otherwise dark to black tortoise and just gives it that really nice caramel color. So you can see why
Is my butt on stream? Oh, it's like just my butt on stream. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm not trying to be a Twitch thought. I just wanted to move my fan. It's getting sweaty.
Expo Rattle On Award for the best Chelonian here. So when it comes to the Rattle On Awards for the best snake here, I mean, wild things that... Don't poop. Don't poop.
What was that? 100 flower rat snake?
Animals. And this is a Mellendorf's rat snake. These are also called 100 flower snakes.
Yeah.
These are also called...
R&B started producing some of these. I was really interested in getting some back then. That and mandarins.
As I was saying.
And rhinos.
This is a Mellendorf's rat snake. They are also called 100 flower rat snake. And these are native to China, south into Vietnam. They
Whoa! 1650?
But these are just incredibly beautiful rat snakes. And one of the things that I love so much about these snakes is that red head. And these snakes are born with that red head, and they retain that red head into adulthood. But look at the pattern on this snake. They have such a really cool spotted rat snake-like body. And another really awesome feature about these...
I was thinking of doing like a gargoyle crested hybrid if we're like, I know you're just joking, but I've been looking at that. I want to watch another Daytona video. Daytona truck meet, no way, no. Reptile Expo 2021. R&B, Dave, go to R&B Reptiles. You have to watch my stream in order to figure out where to go. Cloud colubrids? I've never heard of them. What's cloud colubrids like? Okay, small channel, but what they got? Good thumbnails, good thumbnail game going on. I'm really not that much, and I'm not really like a colubrid guy very much. There's a bunch of small channels that have the How many videos did you make? 1, 2, 3, 4? Jesus. Shovel nose hogs. That's someone else I've never heard of. Bro, that's absolutely insane. They made so many videos. Okay, no, I want to see, is there... Did no one make Daytona stuff? Okay, I guess this is the end of the reptile stuff. Precious pythons, that's good stuff. Let's watch a 2019 Tinley Park up by Miguel. Let's check this out. I think this will be the last video we're gonna watch because I need to really get to work. Yeah, it's already 2:30, but I'll... Oh, fuck yeah, I watch Meat Cannon, dude. I absolutely love Meat Cannon. The Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one is the one that popped up on my newsfeed, and I was like, dude, what is this? If you guys like dark humor, go look up Meat Cannon. But be warned, it's some pretty gruesome stuff. It's out. If you like dark humor, it's definitely for you.
Nice. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Be so excited. Man, look at the beautiful family over here. Well, that one's not having a good time right there. So have you guys picked anything up?
We're about to get blue electric geckos that one of my guys had put to the side for me.
Nice.
So yeah.
Blue electrics are cool.
Could you flag me down so we can show everyone?
Yeah, I definitely got you.
Awesome. What's this right here? It doesn't bite, does it?
He's a big dinosaur.
Oh, damn, dude. That's right. Thanks.
Yo, what? Alex into Reach Out Reptiles video? Let's watch that one. I'm surprised. Ever since that enclosure build off, I thought you'd get a lot more views or subscribers. Which one is it, Alex? Help me out. I see the enclosure build off stuff. Oh no, that's more enclosure. Jesus Christ. Is it this one?
Welcome back to Reach Out Reptiles. My name is Thomas, and recently I went to my first NARBC show in
What the fuck is this?
I went around and asked a bunch of vendors what makes a great reptile show. Some of these answers are actually pretty surprising.
I think it's this one. It's from 2 months ago. Is this 2 months ago?
What makes a great reptile
Yeah, July.
show? Well, there's
Mike's
no
monitors.
show without Mike's monitors. No,
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I love the people that come, and you know the variety of animals, and just the camaraderie of the reptile people. It's a great community, and if you're not into it, get into it, and if you are into it, join.
As far as recording goes, I record videos pretty much every day. I think I get 1 day off where I'm not recording, but doing like 5 days a week and down to like every other day, I'm pretty much filming some sort of segment every day for the channel.
U.S. ARC and support the people who fight our battles for these cancel culture people.
Or you're not talking about me, you're talking to Alex, my bad. Holy shit, what was that?
We love and we treat with respect and take care of for educational purposes and whatnot. And I'm Mike Stefani, Mike's Monitors, and thank you very much.
To me, I love seeing the amazing assortment of animals that I don't get to see in my day-to-day, experience new species, but the best part to me is talking to people. And through talking to them, stopping at a booth, checking out animals you don't see all the time, you really kind of get a little taste of their passion, and a lot of times it'll show you like, oh my gosh, you always leave wanting more animals than you can possibly have because
What's she looking at?
passion for their own projects and their own species.
It's like slightly down, just like this.
And yeah, just inspires you to.
I'm sorry, I'm being mean again.
I think what makes a good reptile show is like really the community behind all this, like just getting to see everyone, and it's just like a big, awesome family. Just seeing everyone having a great time and a good variety of nice, healthy animals. It's just like the best thing. You know, we've been attending these.
I think it's really, I don't know why, I think it glitches. I think it's really funny. A lot of people talk about like, especially for like ball pythons, they talk a lot about the community, whereas like probably 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 years ago, the ball python community was the most like vitriolic community ever. As soon as the big money started drying up into ball pythons and there was that little bit of a rut, I don't know if anyone was here for that, but ball python people were like not nice to other ball python people. There were like a lot of slandering rumors and things like that to try to, so they could get the sale and no one else. So like the community is like just now within the last couple of years kind of chilled out a little bit, but back then it wasn't like a good community.
Shows for about 7 years now, and every time I come, I'm like, man, I've never seen one of those, or look what someone did with like crested gecko, like look at the new morph, or you know, a lot of the new colubrids and stuff that we're seeing out now. It's just so cool that you think you've seen it all, and every time you come, it's like being at your first show again.
For me, I think a good reptile show is one that has a wide variety of animals, a lot of captive bred animals, and a lot of good information for people that are starters, as well as beginners and people that are advanced. I enjoy seeing all my friends. They're scattered all over the world, and this is the only time I get to see them all in one place.
Definitely the people, just talking and chatting up and getting people used to reptiles that have never experienced reptiles before. It's good to see the public out and out of quarantine and actually involved in, getting around. So I think variety of reptiles makes an awesome snake show. It's so neat when you can see things that you've never seen before. There's so many weird.
All right, Alex, where you at? I want to see Alex's answer.
Little cool species that you've never seen. That's what makes them special to me.
Honestly, it's just good times. Seeing friends that we don't get to see for a long time. We're from Florida, so we don't get to see a lot of the vendors from around here. So it's good to go around, meet new faces, see some people we haven't seen in a while.
Chameleon's just staring at me in the background. He's like up on his basking spot, just looking at me. Hey, wait! I want to get full. Whoa, Jesus!
Good reptile show has to be the quality
of the vendors, and you have to make sure that you have animals that are both rare to supply the experienced hobbyists, while at the same time giving stuff for new keepers. Corn snakes, ball pythons, leopard geckos, crested geckos, bearded dragons. While many experienced people may laugh at them with all the morphs and how basic they are to keep, they are the stronghold that maintains the pet industry as a whole. And if it weren't for those common starter species, half of us here, including myself, would not be in this amazing hobby.
Good answer. Good answer. Good stuff. Good stuff, Alex.
Being able to show off some really cool animals, especially to people that are unfamiliar with them, and get to show them what they're like, how honestly beautiful they are, especially the younger kids. I really, really enjoy that, getting to see these young kids come in and want to hold a big snake, a cool snake, a pretty snake, stuff like that, because at their age, I remember how much I would have loved being able to experience that.
The people, man. We traveled from Maryland. It took us about 12 and a half hours to get here. This is our first NRA BC show that we set up at. So, I mean, we come out here for the people. And it's nice to see all the different stuff that people are working on. You know, it helps us out, when we're going through trying to figure out what our next step is, where we want to go. You know, it helps out when we got guys that we look up to here that are our inspiration. You know, it helps us just be able to see what they're working on, what works well. And I mean, again, man, really, it's just the people. Like, dude, the people that we have in the community are just, I'm just blessed to be here and be a part of it.
I just come out here to have fun with people. I don't always sell stuff, but I just come out, hang out. People have similar interests, and it's fun.
So the best thing about coming to a reptile show needs to be the variety, right? And we also want a mixture of dry goods and everything you need to take care of your animals, right? A lot of people here are doing great things with their booths. Everything looks, it's like basically a store. You're coming to a store and there's people on staff that
Yeah, that's definitely... I don't know what's going on with my computer. I think it's like a sign that I need to wrap things up. I think it's really important to have a strong booth presence, so I never want to go to an expo with just like deli cups on a blank table. I want to get the whole shebang, the whole little side things. I want to have a big banner that says DVCB Exotics, a nice tablecloth that has DVCB Exotics on it. I want to come to the expo with a bang instead of being just another guy with deli cups on the table, if that makes sense.
help you and answer any of your questions. Nice friendly faces, everyone's excited. The atmosphere here is fantastic, and everything looks really good.
This is Strive Biltong. Biltong is a South African style beef jerky. Strive offers biltong in a traditional slab, delicious pre-sliced snack bag, and my personal favorite, the stick. All three are loaded with protein and free of sugar and carbs. And they come in some delicious flavors, like hatch green chili, mesquite barb.
Yo, that sounds actually... That's like the first ad I've ever watched. It sounds good.
I get the joy when I see new people experience the joy.
Yo, huge shout out to Ship Your Reptiles. Ship Your Reptiles' customer service is like the best customer service I've ever seen in a business. Their whole layout and how they're able to do things is absolutely incredible. If you're trying to ship your reptiles, go to Ship Your Reptiles.
For reptiles for the first time. So whether it's a kid or sometimes even an adult, one of my staffers, this is her first show. And to see like the joy on her face, kind of discovering that these aren't scary, that they're awesome, has just been probably the highlight of the weekend for me. So reptile shows are at this point much less about me having a great show and more about seeing other people discover the joy of these amazing animals. So in the end, I think that's why we all got fascinated.
Yeah, same here, Alex. I've been doing business with Ship Your Reptiles since 2019, and I'll never go to a different shipping. I've had a few bumps with my shipping over the years, and Ship Your Reptiles has always made it right. They've always figured things out. They've always figured out lost packages. They've always helped me out in making sure that everything has a smooth transaction.
Super cool to breed stuff, and it's cool to make money, and it's cool to do all that. But there's a certain joy from, holding one of these awesome animals in your hands.
I like the variety. I think that's like the main key is for these shows to have big variety, and I know like what you guys are doing with the gore free ticks and everything, it's so awesome. We try to bring a little bit of everything, but variety and then the quality. I think having the stuff that gets imported be long-term captive and established is one of the most important things for these shows because it makes everybody look good, and obviously it's better for the animals.
The people make a good reptile show, just all the cool people in the hobby getting together. I think that's the number one thing that makes a good reptile show, for sure.
Great reptile show is got a lot of good vendors, a lot of good people coming to see, and people that are willing to learn and educate. I like when the vendors teach everybody about their products.
That's a grizzly beard, dude. Hats off to that guy's beard.
That's great. Getting your products out there. This is my own line of substrates that I
Build-A-Bear for Bioact, and basically just teaching people about Bioactive and the benefits it does for their animals and all that. I also breed garter snakes, which is a very underrated animal, and I like teaching people about them, and it's surprising how much everybody knows garters, but how little they know about them. And I think the education value is the most important to make a great show.
It's the culmination of everything we do. You know, even in a non-pandemic state, reptile owners are so spread out across the country and really the whole world. And shows like
all right, Brad, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming by.
Are where we all kind of come
oh, and again, thank you for the super chats, man. I really do appreciate it.
You're gonna get in the car, you're gonna get on a plane, and you're gonna come to these shows 4 or 5 times a year to it's a social interaction we get with each other as reptile people. And even if the shows from a business standpoint don't go as we would like them to, the experience is still worth its weight in gold, just with being able to see everybody, introducing new hobbyists to animals that we love, educating, kind of bringing this whole hobby together as a whole. We're so fractioned off here and there based on the type of business, what kind of animals you like. Setting like this just kind of brings everybody together, and those boundaries are kind of just broken down. We're here and we love reptiles, and we're sharing this commonality.
Diversity of the animals and any other kind of product you bring in. For example, like what they got over here, these educational books for the animals. That is a really good way to expand the reptile show. Having the diversity of animals that we got here, from bearded dragons to frogs, snakes, geckos, anything you can think of. It really draws a lot of people in. And seeing so many people come in that are actually interested in these animals and asking the questions makes it for a really good show. I love to help people out for that, especially little kids that they want an animal, they want a bearded dragon or a gecko, but they don't know how to take care of it. I love to help them out and talk to them with that.
What makes a good reptile show? From a business perspective, it's having people that come through, and it's the quality of the crowd. So you'll notice a little different in different cities. Some people are like, well, what's the least you can do on this? What's the least you can do on that? And you can kind of culturally fall into that in some cities. Other cities, people are like, hey, I like what you do. I love your animals. Do you have any tips, tricks, something I can learn from you? And you formulate relationships. So I think, having a show where you have a lot of those people, like my voice is totally gone, having conversations from people who are like, I've already watched all your videos. I came here to meet you. I wanted to ask you some specific catered questions between the lines, and I've been able to, hopefully impart some useful information to them.
Good answer.
Taking the names and the numbers, and then following up with those relationships in the weeks after the show. I don't worry about making sales at the show. I think if people are like, oh, I want a certain number of sales or something, you're a little bit missing the point. What you want to do is make those connections that you can then follow up on. A lot of the sales that we've made today are people who bought stuff from us in the past. And so it's because we've cultivated a connection. They're excited when we come to their city. They want to learn a little more. They want to see what's new. I think that is what makes a good show. Just, the people, the connections, stuff like that. And is this video about done, Thomas? What do you think? But if you guys want to see some more cool reptile show stuff, check this video out right here.
Jeez, how do you pronounce that? Skallenberg? I'm not even going to attempt it. All right, folks, I'm like 40 minutes past the time when I said I was going to end this thing, so we got to check out some cool stuff. We talked a lot of stuff, so just to recap, we are going to be having some changes to the channel. We're going to be a lot more breeding oriented, a little bit more professional than what we have been in the past, and going a lot more into the educational side of the animals that I produce personally. So I want to make sure that my customers are as knowledgeable and have as much information that they can get from my videos for the animals that they're going to be purchasing from me personally, or maybe not even me personally, but just the animals I produce and have knowledge of. I want to share that knowledge within the community through my YouTube videos. We'll do a lot more about the projects, big things coming soon. We'll have a lot more changes as we move over from this house and building over to a larger ranch style facility. in North Carolina. So stuff's going to constantly be evolving on this channel. Things are going to get really crazy once we hit North Carolina, and hopefully bump up our views, ad revenue, things like that, where I have a little bit more of monetary income, like walking around money that I can spend not just on the projects and boosting up the business at DBCB Exotics, but just getting cool stuff that I also enjoy just personally as a pet. I think that's really going to influence just how the videos go is in what I'm keeping. I might even just make a separate channel about the crazy stuff that I just personally want to keep versus the breeding side of DBCB Exotics. That might be something that happens in the future. But as always, guys, thank you for coming out to stream. A huge shout out to everyone that super chats. You guys give me the incentive to keep these things going for these 3 to 4 hours. I like making them. Unfortunately, we are cutting this one a little short just because I have so much work to do before I go on vacation. Video is going to be dropping here. Probably it's going to be a little bit late now, so probably around 4:30 we'll have that video out, and then we will have then a video out for Sunday. And then we'll have probably one video in the week that we'll do as well. So as always, guys, thank you for coming in on the stream. I appreciate everyone. We're going to be heading out, and I just got to find where it says the stop streaming button. There it is. We're going out, guys. Thank you so much. We'll let Bimpson take us out. F in the chat, boys. F for Bimpson.